You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
You're watching the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. From the banks of the Cumberland River in Nashville, Tennessee, it's the SEC versus the Big Ten. Two teams having fantastic seasons. Tennessee looking for win number 8. Purdue looking for its 9th win of the season after a 6-3 run through the Big Ten. Fair to say both teams exceeding their expectations through the regular season, and each program trying to cap it with a key win in this bowl season. Tennessee Volunteers in their first season under head coach Josh Heupel. They weren't expected to be this good. Quite frankly, they lost about 30 players to the transfer portal before the season began. They've taken advantage of those who are here to play. Here come the Tennessee Volunteers led by Smokey. Jeff Brom and his Purdue Boilermakers having a historic season with a pair of wins against top 5 foes. They come in a little bit undermanned in terms of personnel, but they have played likely better than their talent all season long. Led by a former walk-on quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, this Purdue team is playing without 2 of its future NFL stars today. It's a next man up philosophy for the Boilermakers. Finished second in their division in the Big Ten. Boilermakers like to get creative on offense. We'll see what Coach Brom has dialed up. He looks no nonsense, but he is an offensive-minded head coach that likes to get creative, and you can bet we'll see some of that today for Purdue. And here come the Boilermakers. Fantastic crowd on hand for this sellout in one of the nation's best sports cities, Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers and Cole Kublik. What a fantastic atmosphere here in Nashville this weekend. Jordan, you played in this bowl. This is different. It has a feeling of almost an on-campus game.
Absolutely. Played in this bowl. I tell you, it was not this loud. A short drive for these Tennessee fans. Same for Purdue. It is packed. Expect some fireworks.
Cole, a couple of programs that want to be here and want to finish the win.
I don't think there's any doubt. The excitement from Tennessee fans, this football team, they wanted to be here, wanted to compete, Tom. And you guys mentioned it just a little bit. Purdue down numbers at multiple positions, but Coach Brom was not going to let this football team sit out.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment, but let's start with Tennessee, one of the nation's most prolific offenses. Josh Heupel brought that with him from UCF. They score points in bunches, and they run a lot of plays.
Yeah, fast is an understatement. Faster than these fans of the winning team are going to pour out of here over to Tootsie's Orchid Lounge or the stage on Broadway. It's the fastest team in all of college football. Explosive on offense and led by a quarterback that is also one of the most efficient in the entire country. It's a perfect marriage that Josh Heupel has here at Tennessee.
Hendon Hooker doing a great job, but Cole, it's not just through the air that Tennessee succeeds.
No, Tom, it's a little bit of a misconception, this Tennessee offense. A lot of folks see it and they think, oh, they just throw the football all around because they run a lot of 4 and 5 wide receiver sets. Hendon Hooker only has one 300-yard passing game, but this is a team that can be ground and pound when they need to. In their 7 wins, they average over 274 rushing yards per game. In the 5 losses, just 125 rushing yards per game. And a front 7 that's down a couple of players today for Purdue. I would think this Tennessee Volunteer football team wants to play ground and pound early.
Now we'll see what happens with that, but what's your key when Tennessee has the ball?
Yeah, if you're a fan of either of these teams or have a vested monetary interest, here's the matchup to watch. It's the pressure that Purdue can get on Hendon Hooker. If there is an advantage, it's Tennessee and their receivers on a depleted secondary for Purdue. Brad Lambert, the defense coordinator, said, hey, we might be dialing up blitzes all over the place, cover 0. Expect it to be high risk, high reward for Purdue.
One of these two bands will be playing often in this one. Let's talk about Purdue for a moment. The historic season brought some real highs to West Lafayette. The home win against Michigan State, the win on the road against Iowa, first time since 1960, a pair of top 5 wins. So you think about it, it's fair to say that they might be a little bit ahead of schedule with a quarterback that came in as a walk-on.
Unbelievable. This quarterback, you would think a walk-on, a former walk-on in big moments. Maybe it would be too much. Nothing has been too much for Aiden O'Connell. He is the hottest quarterback in the country. Look at the stats. Argue with me if you want to, but there's nobody playing better football right now than Aiden O'Connell, and he's the reason Purdue had those upsets and the reason this one will be interesting today.
Tennessee won the toss. They elected to defer, so Purdue will receive. Jackson Anthrop in his 6th year at Purdue back to receive the kickoff. Toby Wilson will get us started in Nashville. Anthrop takes the fair catch at the 2. And so here's a look at Aiden O'Connell, 5th-year senior from Long Grove, Illinois. He burbled to Division III Wheaton College. Got an opportunity to walk on for Jeff Brom at Purdue, and he told us yesterday when he first got here, he was the 8th quarterback out of 9 on the depth chart. Now he's the most efficient passer in the Big Ten, and he's got a pair of top 5 wins to his name.
Yeah, and this is an offense that is predicated on the short, quick passing game. Expect ball control, expect a lot of quick, easy throws to get Aiden O'Connell comfortable early in this game.
Now they're without their All-American wide receiver David Bell. He's opted out of this one. They're also down some other key players offensively. O'Connell will throw on first down, and he completes it to the edge for a pickup of 7. Some guys who haven't played much going to have to step up. Brock Thompson, who's battling a pair of knee injuries, picks up his 24th catch of the season.
And just a nice little RPO, a run-pass option to start the game. That's where Purdue's going to live. They want to make sure they have numbers for the run. If they don't, it's a quick pass from their star quarterback that's deadly accurate in the quick game.
Jackson Anthrop was in the backfield. We'll see him at tailback some, but primarily a slot. And that pass is incomplete and will leave 3rd and 3. This is a Purdue offense under Jeff Brom that has set the school record for completions, 382 now. That bests the numbers from 98 when a guy by the name of Drew Brees was a quarterback. 2nd in the Big Ten in passing yards, 6th in total yards.
And no David Bell, their all-star receiver, no Milton Wright, so they're out there top 2. If there's a go-to guy, it's number 30 Jackson Anthrop, lined up right here in the backfield.
He'll motion. They'll try to get him against a linebacker. 3rd down 3. It's loud in Nashville. Incomplete. ACC crew. There's a flag. And Purdue will pick up the first down. Jerry Magallanes, or White Hat.
Defense number 33. Spot foul. First down.
Actually really good coverage on the back end for Tennessee. Nowhere to go with the football for O'Connell. Late throw there. It's just a little too much on the jersey from the bruiser there. Left hand got a little bit of the jersey. And the refs, although it took a minute, easy call.
I feel like given Tennessee's offensive explosiveness, they lead the nation in scoring in the first quarter. This opening drive is key for Purdue. Tennessee averages 14 points in the first quarter. Purdue not nearly as efficient. That one is batted away and nearly picked. Incomplete. Great coverage on the back end by Trevon Flowers.
Really good protection that time for Aiden O'Connell. Had all day to try to find a receiver. And this ball just a little too high on the back shoulder of TJ Sheffield.
Oh, I think Flowers got it.
This is going to be a great look at it right here.
There it is.
Nope. So close.
This is an opportunistic Tennessee defense. They love to bring pressure under defensive coordinator Tim Banks.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under further review.
They're going to review. This one won't take long. I can't get over the crowd and the atmosphere here. I mean, Purdue showed up. There's obviously a lot of orange in the stadium just 3 hours away from campus. Ball obviously hit the ground before Flowers controlled it.
It is loud. I think both teams will be operating on a silent cadence today, especially on third downs.
You just don't get that in bowl games.
No. But like I said, short drive, 3.5 hours or so to Knoxville. I think 5 or so for the Purdue fans. Someone said walking on the streets the other day.
So the Purdue faithful have shown up, and they're shown up to watch a team that's missing 2 key components who have opted out for this game. On the offensive side, David Bell, the only Purdue wide receiver in history, consensus All-American, second.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
In school
Second
history
down.
in receiving yards. George Karlaftis will be a first-round pick in this summer's draft. They both opted out. Other injuries and other reasons. Tackle Greg Long is out. Milton Wright, the next best receiver, is out. And they've had to shuffle a lot of guys around in the secondary. We'll get to that when Tennessee gets the ball. Anthrop in motion. Here's Horvath. And he bruises his way forward. The 230-pound fullback picks up 9. Cole, that's a dude that's a football player.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Physicality. He can play H-back. He can line up as a fullback. You see him just playing traditional tailback, running back here, taking that zone play, and sometimes being just a little bit of a step slower on the zone play. Allows things to develop. And trust me, 40's got no problem getting north and south, putting his head down.
5th-year senior from Mishawaka, Indiana. Suffered a broken fibula against UConn. Missed some time, but came back and was just fine. 3rd down 1. Tight end Durham as the H. Here's Horvath, and he muscles his way near the marker. Tennessee with great push late. Let's see the spot. Line judge says move the chain. Purdue first down.
Still a nice play by Byron Young there. Left him unblocked to read that play. So he kind of had a dual assignment. He's going to run with the quarterback, play flat. If he kept it, comes down and takes Horvath there. Even though first down yardage, nice job squeezing it back inside.
Young's got an amazing story. We'll get to that later in this broadcast. I wasn't sure he'd be playing college football. Opening drive for Purdue. Here's Anthrop out of the backfield, and he gets stuck by Jeremy Banks. Picks up just a yard.
Well, Tom, you mentioned starting left tackle Greg Long out for Purdue. Means Eric Miller, number 74, is going to be anchoring that left side for a right-handed quarterback. That's the blind side, and Purdue is a pass-happy offense. There'll be a lot of opportunity for Tennessee to test Eric Miller, who moved from the right side over to the left to replace Greg Long.
8th in the country in passing, 127th in rushing for this Purdue offense. Empty backfield now. Here comes Anthrop, and they fake the handoff. O'Connell pressure, escapes the pocket and takes a hit as he crosses midfield, a pickup of 5. He joked with us yesterday. He's not the most fleet of foot, but that was a key run for Purdue on the scramble.
You know, you mentioned when he walked on to Purdue, he was the 8th quarterback on roster out of 9. He said, I didn't even get any scout team reps. I was playing scout team wide receiver.
That's amazing. He couldn't get on the field in the scout team.
And you can see right here, probably wasn't the quickest receiver for that scout team, but willing to take a hit here.
Tyler Barron is the injured volunteer. He was underneath O'Connell on that tackle. Athletic training staff tending to Barron. Will step away for a break from Nashville. Good sight for Tennessee. Tyler Barron, after being injured, tended to by the athletic training staff, helped off the field, walked off on his own power. Let's take a look at what makes Aiden O'Connell a special player for Purdue.
Yeah, accuracy isn't just about where you place the ball, but it's how you manipulate the defense. Watch O'Connell, his pump fakes. He goes all the way through the entire throw. The ball from the shelf to the back, to the front left pocket and the ball location. Watch how the manipulation of the defense creates openings for his receivers downfield because of those eye movements, the pump fakes, and it's really the accuracy. Downfield, he's the most accurate deep ball passer in all of college football, and those are a few reasons why.
He threw 3 picks against Wisconsin, 0 interceptions in the 5 games since. What's most impressive about that graphic, the 81% or the 59?
The fact that both those lead the entire country. former walk-on, is a stud.
3rd and 2. Opening drive for the Boilermakers. Horvath again needs 2, got none. Huge stop by Tennessee in what you would expect to be a high-scoring game from a Tennessee perspective. Purdue will keep the offense on the field for this 4th and 2.
Yeah, I think this is a great call. Kind of no man's land here. You have a good drive going that's milking a lot of clock. When you play Tennessee, you want to keep the ball out of their hands as much as possible. So Purdue rolling the dice here on 4th and short.
Crowd standing for this 4th and 2. Pressure coming up the middle. O'Connell the throw. Out route, incomplete. Just a little bit wide. And a huge missed opportunity for the Big Ten's most efficient passer.
Boy, when you have your top 2 receivers out, sometimes the timing can be just a little off. See Brock Thompson here on a corner route. It's a high-low on the outside and just turns his body almost running out of it. Doesn't run with speed out of it, turns and waits for the ball, and that can be the difference of a few feet there from a completion to an incomplete on 4th down.
And healthy legs could be the difference of running with speed out of that break and not. Thompson's been banged up for a while. He finally comes off the field. Here's a Tennessee offense which leads the country in plays per minute, points per minute, and points scored in the first quarter, led by Hendon Hooker. 2nd in the country in passing efficiency. He was the 2nd-string quarterback to start the season behind Michigan transfer Joe Milton. Never let that bother him, took over, and he has led Tennessee to great heights this season. They'll run it on 1st down and find plenty of space and a pickup of 7 from Jabari Small. Alex Golesh is the offensive coordinator, along with head coach Josh Heupel. Won a national championship as a quarterback at Oklahoma, and he loves this up-tempo offense. Hooker going deep, man coverage! Incomplete. Looking for Javonte Payton.
Boy, and a rare miss there by Hendon Hooker. He doesn't miss those very often. Javonte Payton had a step on the outside. Those are the type of plays that Purdue wants, because you notice the tempo slows down. Right, that first play, positive plays, Tennessee's really going to push the tempo, and with Purdue being so thin up front and on the back end, they need as much breathers as possible. Here's that cover 0 look. Nobody on the back end.
Hooker steps up. He's a great runner, and he picks up the 1st down, and that was a real concern for Brad Lambert. If we bring pressure and we're in man, the quarterback will have a chance to run.
Yeah, and the issue for Brad Lambert, the defensive coordinator for Purdue, is he had 2 spires on Hooker on that play as well.
Going deep again. Caught! Touchdown, Tennessee, Cedric Tillman. School record 7th consecutive game with a touchdown catch for Tillman. It did not take Tennessee long. A 4-play, 55-yard drive. Hooker's legs picked up the 1st down. His arm gave him a touchdown. His 27th of the season.
And we've talked about tempo. Well, here's the effect tempo has on a defense. Purdue not even lined up. Look at the nickel corner running out here to try to get over Tillman. You're never going to be able to guard a receiver on the outside. Little switch route there for the touchdown. And Tennessee on the board first.
The TransPerfect Music City Bowl is brought to you by TransPerfect, Simplifying Global Business, and Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. Visit musiccity.com.
It is the world's largest, fastest, heaviest, and loudest collegiate mascot, the Boilermakers Special. This is number 7, number 1 dedicated in 1940. Yeah, every away football game Boilermakers Special will roll into. It can go up to 75 miles an hour.
I want to see him crank that thing up. Take it out on 40 and just get it going.
Let's go.
Let your hair down. Maybe we can take that to the airport after this.
That'd be nice. I want to see Cole in an engineer's hat. Well, the nation's top scoring offense in the opening quarter took just 4 plays to find the end zone. Tennessee up 7-0. It'll be Purdue's second possession of the game after this kickoff. No return for Purdue. Coming up tonight at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, right here on ESPN and the app. Wisconsin battles Arizona State in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Then tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, number 17 Wake Forest takes on Rutgers in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. What a season for Arizona State. A win tonight would give the Sun Devils the first 9-win season since 2014. We've seen so many teams in college football, these two included, kind of tossed by the wayside, low expectations, outperform. Purdue certainly did that with their pair of top 5 wins, and Tennessee did it after missing so many players to the portal. O'Connell rolls, gonna let go, deep, wide open. A Purdue first down and more for Brock Thompson. Hung a U-turn on Lower Broadway. He is in. Touchdown Purdue, 75 yards. Thompson limped off the field the last time they went to him. No limping on this one.
Just an absolute dime by O'Connell. And so much for a quick passing game, short passing game oriented offense. Purdue has come out pushing the ball downfield.
24th passing touchdown of this season for O'Connell. Mitchell Finneran for the point after. And he sneaks it through after missing one against Indiana last time out. Aiden O'Connell with plenty of air underneath this one.
Now watch how the sprint out really affects the play side safety. You're going to see O'Connell go this way. It's going to affect this safety. He's going to get his eyes on the receiver to that side, and that's what opens up the backside post. Look at O'Connell work his eyes. Safety stays there, bites up, and nobody is back home for the touchdown there.
And a nice shake by Thompson, who transferred in from Marshall. He comes from an athletic family.
And can we just remind everybody what the coaching staff said about Thompson yesterday? That he's going to need 2 knee surgeries after the season. I mean, he is not 100% out there looking like he's 100%. That's a bowl game, I tell you what. There's no pain, no old injuries. It's your last hurrah for this season. You leave it all out on the field.
2 touchdowns in the last 13 seconds in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. Freehill will kick it off after Purdue tied it with just 1 play. Chance for a return with a little slip at the outset. And the Volunteers will have it at about the 25-yard line.
You know, it's not just the tempo that makes this offense tough. It's the spacing. The normal slot splits the difference. Tennessee slots are so wide, it creates a run-pass conflict for those support players. That outside backer nickel doesn't know if he should add to the run or guard the receiver because of the width. They'll also get in heavy personnel, and look at the space that they create. Look how wide that receiver is. And when this ball is thrown, there is nobody from the opposite hash to the sideline of that side of the field. It's all about tempo and spacing to create opportunities for these Tennessee players on the outside.
This Tennessee offense is just 11 points shy of the school record for scoring, set in 1993 when Heath Schuler was the signal caller. And a pickup of 6 on first down by Jabari Small. The explosiveness in the offense can be measured in first quarter points alone. Here's Small on the swing pass. In fact, in conference games this year, Tennessee had back-to-back 28-point first quarters against Missouri and South Carolina, respectively. For the first time in modern program history, it dates back to 1944. On the ground again. And it's Small, and the head linesman has him short. The side judge has him good. And the spot's going to be short by a foot.
Yeah. At one spot gave it to him. Another spot came in and said no.
Offense will have a little sugar huddle looking at a 4th and short. You go right back to Small. Tennessee 12 of 25 on 4th down this season.
I would. Little zone read. You also have an athletic quarterback that can keep it if the look's there.
Tight end Jacob Horn tapped out there as well. Looks like he got rolled up on lower extremity issues, or had to make a substitution at tight end here in a short yardage situation.
Purdue does not have much depth on the defensive side of the ball. And that's Jalen Alexander, who told us yesterday this will be his final game as a Boilermaker. He'll be headed off to the NFL next and get in shape for the draft. And here's a guy that came in with 94 tackles on the season. Made an immediate impact starting as a true freshman. In fact, his first practice with Purdue 4 years ago, they had some depth issues leading into that first practice. First rep, he ran with the first team at linebacker, and he said, you know, didn't take long to figure out I could handle this. Tennessee will punt it away after the discussion and a quick UT timeout. Pardon me, timeout for injury. Anthrop, a great returner. Great hang time from Paxton Brooks. And Anthrop will take a fair catch after a 48-yard punt. So I mentioned Purdue's 2 wins against top 5 opponents at Iowa, at home against Michigan State. Aiden O'Connell was magnificent in both.
Mind you, I'm going to keep reminding you, he was the 4th entering this season on the depth chart, 8th when he walked on at Purdue. Just casually upsetting top 5 teams, putting up astronomical numbers. Pretty special college football story for Aiden O'Connell.
One of 6 kids, his younger brother Patrick on the D-line at Wheaton, Division III school where O'Connell originally committed, as King Doru gets his first carry and picks up 3. It was interesting talking with Brom yesterday. He referenced the fact that they don't run it much and they don't run it necessarily efficiently. So his key, he said, I don't necessarily keep track of it, but in my mind, I figure if we can get between 60 and 100 yards out of the ground game, that's enough to keep the defense honest and open up the passing game.
Yeah, at least get them thinking, right? Get those linebackers to pay attention when that ball gets in the mesh on those RPOs to open up the pass game.
But they have been run heavy in this game, especially relative to their history. And that's a nice physical run by Doru. They've run more than they've passed so far through the first 12 plays. And now looking at a 3rd and a long 2. Halfway through the first quarter nearly. O'Connell pulls it back and he goes down. A loss of 5 on the sack by Caleb Tremblay.
Yeah, trying to work a quick slant to the field to Jackson Anthrop. Linebacker gets right in the window. You can see him working left. It's not there. Works back to the middle, and time ran out for O'Connell. That's the thing. When it's a quick game call, that ball has got to come out because the offensive linemen are expect 1, 2, 3, ball out. They're only expecting to block for about a 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. So if that ball gets held in that quick game, more often than not, that's going to happen.
Bayless Jones Jr., one of the nation's best punt returners, back for Tennessee. A low kick. He'll catch it on the hop and get dropped. Great coverage by Purdue after a 40-yard punt. Tennessee will have the ball when we return. Both quarterbacks have shown off their arms already. Hooker and O'Connell in an early shootout. Nashville, Tennessee has turned into one of the great sports destinations in our country. What a fun trip every time we come to town, and the Tennessee fans know that awfully well. Purdue fans learning it. Also, they played here a couple years ago against Auburn. We had 2 touchdowns in a 14-second span, and that's where we stand with Tennessee coming out. Hendon Hooker with a 41-yard touchdown pass to Cedric Tillman. 5th play of the game for the Volunteers, and they will run it again. Pardon me, the 8th play of the game. 3rd possession. Picks up a couple. Cole, you had a chat with Alex Golesh, Tennessee offensive coordinator, before the game. What did he say about getting Hendon Hooker in the right frame of mind?
He said he wanted to get him comfortable. Easy, high percentage throws early to get him feeling good, and then maybe take their shots.
Here's a shot down the sideline, wide open. It's Tillman again. Touchdown, Tennessee. There's a flag on the play that might take this 61-yarder off the board.
Number 7. Penalties declined. He's on the play. Touchdown.
What a start for this Tennessee offense. Playing to the same script. Tillman has 2 catches for 102 yards and a pair of scores.
Boy, it's the things that we've been talking about, the tempo and the spacing that are really messing with Purdue right now. Once again, little late getting lined up there led to the confusion and led to Tillman running right by his defender.
It's a Purdue team decimated in the defensive backfield especially. They've had to move guys around. They've got safeties playing corner, linebackers playing nickelback.
Watch the spacing that Tennessee uses here in conjunction with the tempo. There's 2 guys out here. There's only 1 defender. Watch the defender run out there late. Right, the tempo, he identifies it late. When you have a stacked coverage there, there's a little confusion about who has who. The hesitation, can't hesitate when Cedric Tillman is running full speed downfield.
I spoke to Tennessee wide receiver coach Cody Burns about Cedric Tillman before the game. Just said it's remarkable that this young man had no offers coming out of high school. That basically he was just offered to walk on at Southern California, and here he is, one of the best receivers in the SEC. And Cody looked at me and said, I know, 2-star, right? He said, what do you have, 6, 8 catches in 3 years before we got here? He said, but the guy continued to put his work in, believed in the new system, bought in very early to this new system. All has led to his success for Tennessee this fall.
It's his 4th consecutive 100-yard game, and it's come on just 2 catches today.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Cody did add that they wanted to get him a grand today. I think he's knocked that out there pretty quick.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah, he only needed 69 to get it. He got it. Nice.
Tennessee has run 9 plays. Volunteers have scored 14. I heard that. Angled kick, another fair catch taken. This season, along with their contributions to universities' general scholarship funds for every field goal and extra point made, Allstate also donated to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. Not far from where many of those devastating tornadoes came through a couple of weeks ago. Western Tennessee and Western Kentucky especially. Here in the mid-state, the TransPerfect Music City Bowl in Nashville. Aiden O'Connell back at it for Purdue. Not only did O'Connell come in as the 8th quarterback on the roster, he didn't even start in high school until his senior year. Flea flicker, gonna unload, and he goes to a crossing route for another first down. It's Brock Thompson again, who finally goes down at the 41. 33 yards.
You know what's interesting about these flea flickers is you usually think you're trying to fool the safeties. Not always. Those guys are tough to fool. You're really trying to fool these linebackers. See those linebackers suck up? That's what opens up that deep over, that crossing route. It's not always about hitting the home run. It's about hitting that chunk play, 15, 20 yards in the middle of the field when you affect those linebackers with the handoff.
O'Connell, pump, go, and a hold that was seen in another pass interference. It's been Kamal Haddon. You talked about it earlier, but Aiden O'Connell with his pump fake
defense, number 13, 10-yard penalty,
is really effective in, as we discussed yesterday, it's because he has long fingers.
He's got huge hands, and that really helps when you're whipping that ball through the motion, trying for a little hitch and go on the outside. And when you're beat as a corner, honestly, that's the best thing you can do sometimes. But watch how that ball goes almost through his entire throwing motion. That time was even a little abbreviated to what it usually is. But my hands were big, not as big as his. So I couldn't have done that. I was more of a shoulder pump kind of guy.
Out of the pistol now, a play fake, going deep again, overthrown, interception. Haddon comes back from the pass interference penalty to haul in his first pick of the season. Smokey's not impressed. Everybody in orange is though.
Again, with your best two receivers out, some of these routes you're not used to throwing to guys like TJ Sheffield. A little bit of holding there. Got away with it. That ball needs to be thrown towards the back left pylon, not up the field. Little mistake there by O'Connell. Had to play if he would have led Sheffield out of that one. But either way, great play on the back end by Haddon.
O'Connell got a bump, went down. Haddon seeing more playing time in this game with Brandon Turnage out for Tennessee and taking advantage for his turnover of this game. Volunteers have scored 14 points on 9 plays. Hooker chased. And the Virginia Tech transfer picks up 6 yards. What an impressive young man. Hendon Hooker comes from an athletic family. His dad, a great quarterback at North Carolina A&T. Hendon grew up in Greensboro. Unloads on the sideline again. Little underthrown. It will go for a first down instead of a touchdown, which was possible. And it's a first for Jalen Hyatt. Here comes the tempo.
Boy, we saw the stack formation lead to the touchdown for Cedric Tillman. That time a little bunch on the outside. Those bunches and stacks really causing communication issues for Purdue as another receiver is wide open.
Brad Lambert is the defensive coordinator for Purdue, one of 3 by title. And Lambert admitted as much to us both yesterday and before the game today. They are so thin in all the wrong spots against this high-scoring Tennessee offense. Here's Fant, the tight end. First target, and he picks up 5. Yeah, so what can Purdue do without so many key players in the secondary?
Well, it's tough, right? I mean, you're not going to hold up on the back end with safeties playing corner and an outside linebacker playing nickel. You're just not going to do it. So you got to get pressure on Hendon Hooker and force the ball out early.
Over the middle, that's complete to Javonte Payton. And Tennessee has it in the red zone after a 24-yard completion.
But you're right, Tom. It's going to be tough because you said it. Purdue is thin in all the wrong places, just like you.
Hey, the Peloton's paying off. Jabari Small picks up this one. Hooker's efficiency was almost as impressive as your one-liners coming into this, but the chunks that they're picking up in this game, he's averaging 27 yards per completion.
Yeah, everything working now. Slow it down a little bit here in the red zone.
7th play of this drive. Hooker looking in zone. Will take off and throw on the run too high.
I want a little RPO slant. It's actually a great second reaction on the outside for Javonte Payton. And Hooker just airmailed that one at his receiver for a touchdown. But you know what? For the bombs he's thrown today, we'll give him a miss every now and then.
Tennessee doesn't usually have drives that last up to 10 plays. Hooker looking end zone, fires, incomplete, and a flag on the play. So that'll be pass interference, a fresh set of downs. Cole talking to Alex Golish about calling this offense, and he said, I got a number in my head. When I get to 9 plays.
Pass interference, defense number 6. The foul occurred in the end zone. First down at the 2-yard line.
When I get to 9 plays, I got to end a drive, and you don't often hear OCs talking like that.
Well, and he gets usually told to end the drives by offensive line coach Glenn Ellerby, who also spoke to it about it before the game. And that communication goes back and forth when a drive does get up around, like you said, 8, 9, 10 plays. I've never heard it, guys. I've never heard of an O-line coach that'll get in the ear of his OC and say, end it. Either go to the end zone, decide to kick the field goal, do what you got to do.
Take a chance.
We have to end this drive. And I asked Coach Ellerby, what are your signifiers for that? What are you looking for? What signals that needs to happen? He's like, you played the position, man. You know when those big boys are tired. When I see the belly sticking out a little bit more, when I see the hands on the hips, the guys are bent over, we need to end it. We can't continue to put our O-linemen through those kind of drives.
It's a heck of a tempo that they play at. 1st and goal, straight ahead. Touchdown, Tennessee on the ground, Jabari Small.
A great hat level up front for Tennessee. Cole was just talking about the O-line. This offense, the tempo is the toughest on the O-line, so when they get in the red zone like that, you notice how they took their time on that last play.
Yeah.
Knowing it was going to be a run, give those offensive linemen 3 or 4 extra seconds, catch your breath so they can fire off, get some push, and you can punch it in for 6.
Jason McGrath, line drives it through. 80-yard drive that took 2:14 off the clock, and Tennessee has the most prolific offense in school history with 487 points scored. Mentioned Heath Schuler directed the last team that was this prolific in '93. His son Navy has transferred to Tennessee from Appalachian State. Be on the roster next season. What a change Josh Heupel brought. Last year under Jeremy Pruitt, defensive-minded team throughout his career, 109th in the country in points per game. Heupel comes in and they go straight rocket ship, top 10 in scoring, leading the country in seconds per play.
Look, it's what Heupel has done at every stop he has made. He did the SEC at Missouri with Drew Lock, did it at UCF, but I honestly had my doubts coming into this season. When you lose the type of players they did, 2 running backs that went and started in other Power 5 schools, one of them second team All-ACC, was playing earlier today, 2 offensive linemen, starting quarterback. I thought, man, they're going to be better, but I did not think they were going to be this good, this fast. Credit to Josh Heupel in this system.
And he admitted to us yesterday, he said, you know, to be honest, we walked off the field after that first practice, and I just kind of went, oof. But how are we going to make this work? Cole, they've made it work.
Especially considering what Jordan was just mentioning, the star power that's gone. Henry To'oTo'o leads Alabama in tackles this year. Ty Chandler leads North Carolina in rushing yards this year. DeAndre Johnson leads Miami in quarterback hurries, second on the team in tackles for loss, and Quadarius Couch is 5th on the team in tackles for Michigan State. All of those players had eligibility to be a part of the Vols team this season and are gone. To lose that kind of production and still be able to do what they've done is beyond remarkable.
Off to a quick start here in this one. By the way, the most points in Music City Bowl history, 63, set by Auburn in 2018. Their opponent that day, Purdue. Here's Anthrop. It's his first touch, and he pays the price. Jackson Anthrop from West Lafayette out of Central Catholic, comes from a Purdue family. He's playing in his final game as a Boilermaker. That was his first catch, second touch today.
And no space there to work in the quick game, and really hasn't been much of this first half. Talking to Tim Banks, defensive coordinator for Tennessee, he mentioned, I want my DBs to play up in the face of these receivers. I don't want to give them the cushion to dink and dunk us down the field.
2nd and 13. O'Connell gets rid of it quickly. That's good for a Purdue first down. Anthrop dances his way past midfield.
On this time, perfect play call. Purdue catches Tennessee in a cover 3 look. What do you do cover 3? Attack the seams. Seam route there by Jackson Anthrop, and great timing by O'Connell. Little late rotation, cornerbacks rolled off into cover 3, and that's one of the weak spots. You want to hit those seam routes.
Here's Horvath, and he barrels his way through a hole, made it bigger, and picked up 7.
Doesn't he just remind you of every high school running back you ever were on a team, ever shared the field with? I mean, he's just a bruiser. I think every one of them had the same face mask, too.
That's right.
Armbands, huge biceps. I mean, he's not the fastest guy, not the most athletic, but I tell you what, nobody runs harder.
Came back from the broken fibula against Nebraska in one of the first opportunities. He hurdled a Nebraska player. That was in his second carry of the game. So, yeah, I guess the leg's fine. Tennessee brings pressure, and it's incomplete. And another flag on the Volunteers secondary. This will be on Warren Burrell. Aiden O'Connell taking full advantage when he gets man coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 4. 15-yard penalty, first down.
See, you got to be able to find the football, and you can see Burrows is really trying to look to the inside. That ball's a little more upfield, and it's that last push, right? That last push is, I think he's trying to wheel around to the other side. A little too physical at the point of attack.
Thompson transferred from Marshall, wanted to get closer to home, where his younger brother Cade was battling osteosarcoma. Cade, a cancer survivor, and a family full of athletes. Brother played hoops at Ohio State. This is the first catch for Payne Durham, the tight end. Picked up 9.
Boy, Payne Durham means a lot to this offense. They use him in pass protection, run blocking. You see him there catching the ball. Just a little insert, which he would normally have in the run game, but squeezes it out, able to find some space, catch a football. Got into football a little bit later in his life. He grew up playing lacrosse. Didn't play football until a little bit later in high school, but a big part of why this Purdue offense has been successful this season.
From Sewanee, Georgia, he was an elite lacrosse player. But then when he showed up on campus, they nearly moved him to tackle. Horvath gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Payne Durham came in at 275 pounds, and the coaches started saying, you know, you might have a fit on the offensive line. I would think that'd be pretty good motivation for a guy who wanted to catch passes.
You think?
There's not many things that'll make you stop eating than a coach saying, you want to go block people on every down?
Had a great game against Oregon State, 120 yards and a pair of touchdowns. 3rd and 2 for Purdue. They converted only 1 of 3 third downs today. To Anthrop, caught, first down. 28 points combined in this first quarter. We expected Tennessee to put up points in the opening frame. That's what they've done all season long. Purdue had an answer. Aiden O'Connell with a 75-yard touchdown pass, and now leading Purdue into the red zone again. A high-scoring opening quarter at the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. Tennessee and Purdue, with the Volunteers up 21-7. Welcome back to the TransPerfect Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee. Aiden O'Connell has thrown a touchdown and 1 pick. Didn't like the call that he just got from the sideline. Looked at the call sheet and went, what? No, I thought we were doing something else. His pick, by the way, was his first in 230 pass attempts. First and 10, Purdue from the 15. Horvath trying to stretch it, and he cuts back inside. This is a very deliberate Purdue offense, but it's worked.
I feel like they've done a really good job of mixing in different run schemes. Also on the pass game, it's been RPOs, it's been play action, moving the pocket. Right now, Jeff Brom is doing a great job working with less than an ideal situation, especially out at receiver for Purdue.
Brock Thompson's been their leading receiver. He's already got a 100-yard game. And Horvath averaging 4.5 yards per carry, doing his best Mike Allstott impersonation.
It's an Anthrop in motion here.
Anthrop wants to throw. Lob end zone. Out of bounds, incomplete. We knew something was coming. Jeff Brom kind of had a twinkle in his eye when we asked him about some trick plays.
Yeah, usually when Anthrop's in motion, something's going to happen. Here's the problem. It's a really tough one to run to the short side. Right, for Anthrop, he's got to catch the ball, grab the laces, find the receiver. It all happens really fast. You'd love to run that to the field or from the middle just to give that route a little more space to run and Anthrop a little more time to throw the football.
Third down 2. Play action. O'Connell in zone. Overthrow the tight end Garrett Miller. O'Connell, for all of his consistency, has been weirdly inconsistent in the end zone. He's thrown 3 end zone interceptions this season, tied for most in the FBS.
You know, sometimes as a quarterback, having played the position, you start to try to place the ball, right? You try to be too perfect with these throws. You don't let your athleticism take over, all the muscle memory, and that leads to some of the inaccuracies. That time, Jalen McCullough fell on that corner route, which is why receiver was wide open.
Mitchell Finneran bangs through a 24-yarder. Not sure threes are going to be enough to keep pace with Tennessee in this one. ESPN is your home for the college football playoff. The main telecast on ESPN, but the MegaCast coverage will be all over the family of networks. Command Center and SkyCast will be available, as well as a radio broadcast from each team in the playoff. Bryce Young, number 1 Alabama, taking on number 4 Cincinnati in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, and then number 2 Michigan and number 3 Georgia in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Amazing to think about the season that Jim Harbaugh has had at Michigan. Chance for a return for Tennessee. Bayless Jones spun around and up to the 22-yard line. So Michigan just 2 wins away from another national championship. Think about the last time Blue accomplished that.
Yeah, Harbaugh's got a great chance to put all those grumblings about winning the big game. He already checked one off his list with Ohio State. Now another chance to get to a national championship, and a really interesting matchup between them and Georgia.
So 97, Michigan shared it with Nebraska. That was your Tennessee fans turn away. Yeah, Charles Woodson was awarded the Heisman. Peyton was at Tennessee, and Purdue had a pretty good quarterback in its own. And Drew Brees running Joe Tiller's spread offense. And Jabari Small again. So when you think of these 2 programs, it makes sense that these 2 signal callers would be top of mind.
How about that face mask Drew's got?
You like it?
They don't make those anymore.
Hooker up play action, got man coverage again. And it's caught by Tillman, got thrown down late, and a flag.
Remember that helmet Peyton used to have too? It's like the first generation of, I forget they were called, like Revolution helmets or something. It looked like a space hat.
Yeah, it looked like the Martian.
Yeah. Unnecessary roughness, defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Marvin Grant flagged for unnecessary roughness.
I don't know. I think Purdue. I think Vinny Sullivan.
Fair. Can't afford to give Tennessee free yardage. Oh, Small got rung up on the direct snap, and he picks up 4.
Great job by Cam Allen filling the hole here. He's at safety right there. Tennessee trying to catch him off guard.
Yeah, you like the Hooker fake?
Great sell.
Now he dials a fastball just a little bit high to Tillman. I don't know. I've seen a few of these lately. We got a flag on the play again where the quarterback looks at the sideline, fakes like there's communication. I haven't seen many of them work.
No, they usually don't. I think Was it back in the playoffs or national championship? I think Alabama did it. Or Tua
did
looked to the
LSU
sideline.
at 19.
Yeah. Oh, LSU. That's right.
A little chippy now.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 75. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Jerome Carvin at left guard. Called a little bit late
Second
to
down.
this, but this is a Tennessee offensive line that's undermanned as well in this game.
It's just a little bit different. Cade Mays with an ankle injury that he hurt a couple of weeks ago, just not quite yet ready to go, and he'll have a decision to make after this game if he's going to return to Tennessee or enter the NFL draft. Some grades that you hear or see around mid-third round for Cade Mays, but Dane Davis filling in nicely, mixing it up a little bit with Kingston Harris at right tackle today.
So a yo-yo back to the other side of the 50, and now 2nd and 22. Hooker to the sideline through the hands of Princeton Fant. Now 3rd and 22.
It's 3 balls for Hooker that have been just a little high. Last 3 throws. It's been pretty on point for most of this football game. A big 3rd down here for Purdue. And Brad Lambert, the defensive coordinator, looks like he's going to stay and play coverage here in 3rd and long.
And this is normally where you would just turn number 5 loose.
4-man rush. Hooker lets it fly. Nobody there. And Tennessee will be forced to punt. Huge stop for Purdue after they had to settle for a field goal on the previous possession.
You know, tough part about this offense, right? It doesn't operate as well if you're not in tempo, right? So a couple incompletions early. Now you're out of your tempo game, and it's just there's something about the confidence with this team when they get to go fast. So that's why you like positive plays on 1st down, completion, so you can get in that tempo mode, not have to pause and wait and look to the sideline. It's not really how they want to operate.
It's an ugly punt off the foot. It'll look good in the box score. Purdue will be backed up after that 39-yarder. Oh, Broadway welcoming.
The TransPerfect Music City Bowl is brought to you by TransPerfect, Simplify Global Business, and Gaylord Opryland Resort. Welcome to more.
Take you back to the 1979 Bluebonnet Bowl in the 8th wonder of the world, the Houston Astrodome. Purdue with a 27-22 win thanks to the play of All-Americans Dave Young and quarterback Mark Herman. They finished with 10 wins. That remains the most in a single season in program history. And with a win today can make it to 9. But a bunch of new firsts after some long lasts for this Purdue program. O'Connell to the slant. Catch made by Brock Thompson. I knew Brock Thompson would be on Cole's radar. Not only he's a tough guy who's playing hurt, but comes from that athletic family. Cole's a Yankees fan. Brock's dad, Ryan, spent 10 years in the big leagues, including the 2000 Yankees. Guys like Jeter, Bernie, Paul O'Neill, and Pettit, Clemens.
A decent lineup.
Their closer was pretty good.
Not bad.
Here's King Doru, picks up 4 and a 1st down.
Just remarkable what you said about him earlier that Coach Braun shared with us, that both knees are going to need to be operated on. He said he practices 1 day a week, and they just kind of allow him to get out there, get a feel for what the offense is going to look like, what they're going to need him to do, and then they want to try to get him healthy to be able to contribute, and he's done that today.
Doing it on bad wheels. O'Connell over the middle. Anthrop with great hands and a Purdue 1st down. What a strike to the 6-year senior.
I mean, this ball had to be perfect. You see Trayvon Flowers suck up at first, and then he makes a great line to make a play on that, but the ball is just perfect from O'Connell to Anthrop.
O'Connell turned down Division III Wheaton. Jackson Anthrop turned down NAIA Marlin. Purdue was his only Division I offer, and the product out of Central Catholic in West Lafayette decided to stay home. where his brother played football, another brother played hoops, and his dad was on the Final Four team for Purdue in 1980. Doru muscles his way to a 9-yard gain. We talked about this Purdue offense getting ready for this game, and it's almost like it takes on a new identity every game. And Jeff Brom even talked about that, figuring it out as the game goes along.
Yeah, because I asked him, I said, what's the foundation of your offense? It's hard to find what they truly build upon because it seems to be different every week. And he said, listen, we usually go out there, we'll give Aiden a couple high percentage throws, and we got to figure it out from there. Just see where the game takes us.
On 2nd and 1, Doru, another first down.
That part right there is interesting, the rushing attack, and I think the run has been opened up by the pass, but interestingly enough, the majority of the big passes we've seen Purdue hit today have been off of some sort of RPO or play action. Guys, this team is last in FBS in yards per rush, 2.8. The fact that the play action and RPO game is that effective is just remarkable.
Well, the run game has been much better, especially on this drive. Into the end zone, Thompson. And no flag, coverage by Burrell. Thompson slipped off the playing surface.
And you just wonder at what point that Tim Banks, the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, starts to get a little impatient with some of the time that O'Connell has to throw the football. That time bringing a little cover zero type pressure off the edge to try to force the issue. I think we're going to see these corners for Tennessee playing up tighter, these receivers, and I think we're going to see the pressure dial up a little bit here on normal downs. Maybe not as much here in the red zone.
O'Connell maybe got short-armed on that one with pressure in the pocket and left it to Durham's feet. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, did bring the little late linebacker blitz here from the left side. That's the pressure from Aaron Beasley that O'Connell felt. Led to the inaccurate early throw.
Purdue 2 of 5 on 3rd down in this one. They'll bring Doru to the backfield. They need 10. O'Connell lets it go. Incomplete. Boy, Thompson really going through it, slow to his feet. He's been the most popular target for O'Connell in this one. How hard is it as quarterback? You got a wide receiver less than 100% trying to throw it to where he's going to be.
Yeah, it's really tough. And Thompson slips here on that dig route. A little dagger concept. You have a seam taking the safety out with a dig right behind it on the outside. Would have been open, but Thompson lost his footing. We were down there earlier. Footing not great here on this playing field. Starting to get torn up just a little bit.
35-yard attempt for Mitchell Finneran, and he gets it through traffic. His second. Cole Mitchell Finneran 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, an interesting journey. You brought up one player that had a little bit of a baseball background. Mitchell Finneran has that too. He was the backyard wiffle ball catcher for Chris Hatcher, Samford head football coach. When he was coaching at Valdosta State, that's how Mitchell got to know Chris Hatcher. His only offer coming out of high school was Samford University. And Coach Hatcher went to school with his mom, Christine, there at Valdosta State, where Chris Hatcher was an amazing player and then obviously became the offensive coordinator and then transferred up to Purdue, having success kicking this year as well.
Did you guys use a catcher in wiffle
I was
ball?
just going to say, you don't use a catcher. I mean, maybe like when I was young in the backyard, but use the square.
Yeah, tape the fence or put the net up or whatever it might be, depending on your yard.
You could catch one of those, right? Those corkscrews, the risers. I mean, those wiffle balls that go all over the place. But hey.
Whatever it takes to get a scholarship nowadays, huh?
I like to tell people I was a pitcher once in the NBA.
You were.
People ask, do they have that? No. Catcher and wiffle ball, huh?
Bayless Jones from a yard deep. New Year's Day, here are 2 of the 5 bowl games for you on the ESPN networks. Quarterback Sean Clifford takes Penn State against number 21 Arkansas in the Outback Bowl on ESPN2. Our coverage begins at noon Eastern. And on ABC at 1 Eastern, it's number 15 Iowa. Their stout defense taking on quarterback Will Levis and number 22 Kentucky in the Verbo Citrus Bowl in Orlando. All games also available on the ESPN app. Well, Purdue defensive coordinator Brad Lambert tried to find some help in scouting this Tennessee team, so he called one of his former players, Brad White, now the defensive coordinator at Kentucky.
I think if you don't know or you're not in these meetings, you'd be really surprised at how many conversations like that happen before bowl games, before in-season games. A coaching family is a tight one, and you got resources all over the place that you're trying to dig into. Tennessee, last drive, couldn't get in rhythm, couldn't get the tempo going. I think we expect to see a lot faster pace for this drive here.
2nd and 6 now. Hooker gets pressured, steps away, and will try to scramble. Hit from behind, but picks up the first down, and I expect the tempo to pick up.
Yeah, here on 3rd down. Now they pick up the first down, so yeah, you're going to see them get lightning fast here. Snap the ball, try to get Purdue out of position.
13 seconds between plays. Jalen Wright picks up 3.
13 seconds. You notice when it's a bigger chunk play, they'll go faster with the tempo. When something gets stymied a little bit, they'll slow it down a hair, and there's a Purdue guy down on the field right now. That's Alexander.
Jalen Alexander, the senior, in his final game for Purdue, 10-2 for the 2nd time. Welcome back to the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Nashville, Tennessee, where Tennessee and Purdue meet up for just the 2nd time in their respective histories. Hendon Hooker back to work. Pressured, steps up, scrambles, first down run to midfield. 11-yard gain. Is tempo harder to run after a big QB run?
A little bit. I mean, as a quarterback, you got to be prepared. You're going to be tired. You're going to be huffing and puffing after a scramble like that, but you got to get lined up and get the ball snapped as quickly as possible.
Probably would prefer a handoff. Instead, they go play action, and he's able to find his tight end. And Princeton Fant's first catch gives him 8 yards.
And talking to Brad Lambert, defensive coordinator for Purdue, I asked him, how do you even simulate this tempo? Because it's so fast. He said, well, had my defense turn their back to the offense. Let the offense get aligned, and then I'd tell them when they could turn around, they'd snap the ball. That's as best we could do to try to simulate how fast Tennessee goes.
Incomplete. It leaves a 3rd and 2. And Cole, it was also different for guys who grew up learning to finish their blocks. But Josh Heupel has basically instructed Alex Golesh, your guys don't have to finish blocks. They have to just get ready.
Well, it's so complicated sometimes when you're going fast because you want to see an offensive line finish. I think this group does it better than any tempo offense I've ever seen.
On 3rd and 2, straight ahead, and a first down carry for Jalen Wright. What makes it so difficult from the O-line perspective?
Well, what I see oftentimes with offenses that go fast is the offensive line just engages. So it's basically lock horns, a second, 2 seconds, and then they're trying to track the football down. They're trying to find the football because that's the way that they practice it.
Back to the ground game.
So if your emphasis, Tom, in practice is finding the football to line up as quickly as possible for the next play, well, that's how you're going to act in a game. This Tennessee offensive line doesn't necessarily operate that way. Glenn Edelby's done an amazing job of still keeping that finish and keeping that effort go through the whistle.
Flag on the play. Hooker tripped up just past the line of scrimmage and a pickup of 2. And in addition to that, we're seeing the drive continue. This will be the 9th play coming up, which was a very interesting discussion point with Golesh.
Yeah, what was the play? He said on
Illegal
play 8.
formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard
Procedural issue there, but on play 8,
down.
my line coach Golesh said, gets in my ears, says, hey, we got to end this drive. And what do we see right there? Hitch and goes on the outside, trying to take a shot, trying to end the drive, because the longer it goes on, the more tired those offensive linemen get, and that's what has really been the issue for the sacks and pressures they've given up.
So it's no longer great pride to say, man, we manhandled them for a 12, 13, 15 play drive that works against what Tennessee is trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, most offenses, back when I played pro style, you wanted those drives. You loved those drives. Now it's like, man, we got to get off the field. We got to get some points on the board, take some shots.
Little option look on 2nd and 12. And Hooker fights his way through for a few extra, picks up 8. Hendon Hooker isn't just a willing runner, he's a good runner. Sharing words with Jalen Alexander.
Hooker is he's special, right? His ability to hit the big plays, protect the football, his athletic ability that he adds to it is such a wrinkle that makes it difficult on defense, especially in third and medium situations like right here.
He averages 4 yards a carry on the season. To throw. Open for a minute, but incomplete. Bayless Jones had to turn around for it. Taking a shot there, and it looks like they'll keep the offense on the field for 4th down.
And I think you're kind of seeing the effects of a few runs on this drive for Hooker, because Bayless Jones has his man beat completely. That ball is going to be thrown upfield in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Little bit on the back shoulder for Bayless. Led to the incompletion. Big mark on the right shoulder of Hendon Hooker. Took a hit on one of those runs. You wonder if that's affecting him a little bit.
It would have been a 50-yard attempt from here, and another Tennessee penalty.
False start offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Hooker thought there was movement on the right side from Lawrence Johnson.
And look at those grass stains on that right shoulder. Couple really good physical runs for him in this drive, and sometimes it leads to a few inaccurate throws every now and then when you're putting your shoulder down and running guys over.
Hendon Hooker isn't just a great football player, he's also a fan of the game. Mentioned his dad played. He's like, man, I sit down and watch YouTubes. I'll go to anybody. Steve McNair, Randall Cunningham, Cordell Stewart. Go to Mackenzie Milton and Drew Lock, who played for Heupel. Now looking at a 4th and 9.
Well, the only thing that would make you be quiet as a baby when you were crying was your dad's film. I guess that's how it works.
Play clock at 2. Hooker pressure. Lets it go. Nobody there. It was well behind Cedric Tillman, and Tennessee turns it over on downs. Purdue has scored on its last 2 possessions. Boilermakers trailed by 8 late in the first half. That's Perfect Music City Bowl from Nashville, Tennessee. Look at Lower Broadway. Jordan was all over the honky tonks last night.
Had quite a few nights that I don't remember down there on Broadway in college.
Right, best you forgot them.
Probably a little karaoke every now and then. Not good, but A for effort.
Yeah. The full-size Jenga to really liven it up. O'Connell 9 of 18. Here's Horvath, and he gets taken down immediately. No gain. Aaron Beasley, the stop for Tennessee.
This Tennessee defensive front has been so disruptive all year. So many tackles for loss, creating havoc in the backfield. Haven't really been able to get things going. They're playing well on the outside, but looking for this front 4 to start getting some pressure up the middle on O'Connell.
There's Horvath now, and he motors his way for a nice gain.
And just got pushed around on this one. That's just a little inside zone, little double team there. And Jaquan Blakely on a push up front by this Purdue offensive line. And honestly, watching film, I didn't expect that. Didn't expect that coming into this game, that Purdue would have the success that they have running the football between the tackles.
Especially with the changes. Eric Miller at left tackle, usually played right. Spencer Holstage in there. Tyler Witt at right guard, and Cam Craig getting a chance to start at right tackle. Tennessee drops 7, and that's incomplete, trying to find Payne Durham.
It's great coverage by Jalen McCullough. He's going to get to this route right as the ball arrives. Just a stick route from the tight end. Payne, Durham, and McCullough all over that one. Great job also when it's an out-breaking route like that. As a corner, sometimes it's tough not to go through the receiver, and that leads to the penalties. Kept his body off him, got his hand in there to break it up.
4th and 4. Wonder if Purdue will get creative. Seen one trick play so far tonight. Fair catch taken. We'll be back in 10 seconds after a message from Ally.
However your team completes that unbelievable game-changing touchdown, for everything we do, we're all better off with an Ally. Back to you.
21-13, Tennessee leading Purdue. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik. Hey, shout out to our buddy Roger Frazier, the longtime equipment manager for Tennessee, who's missing his first game since the 1981 bowl game for this Tennessee team. He's out due to surgery. He started under Johnny Majors as a student manager in 1978. Frazier, thinking about you. Hope you get well soon. You know, he's sitting there watching this one.
You get Tillman on an island down there in one-on-one coverage if they want it.
The count is a pass to Velus Jones, and Jones takes it out to the 19. By the way, the 1981 bowl game for Tennessee was the Garden State Bowl. I imagine how chilly it was that day. Straight ahead. And a pickup of 5 for Jabari Small. Here comes tempo for Tennessee. We talked about the running backs that Tennessee lost to the transfer portal, starting at various spots. Oklahoma, North Carolina, Hooker looking. Got 2 receivers in the same area, and that one's incomplete. The Tennessee running game has been really impressive given what they came into the season with.
Yeah, I really think it's the added element of Hendon Hooker, and not just as a runner, but his ability to be accurate and dangerous throwing the football. You have to respect that. You have to play with safeties, 2 safeties at a time. You can't just roll down into the box and leave one-on-one matchups. So it's all complementary with this offense. The quick strike ability, stretching the field vertical opens up the run game, and run game opens up the RPO in the pass as well.
Anthrop asks for a fair catch. He'll take it there. 3:36. Tennessee up 21-13. This is an offense that we expected to see a performance from Tennessee. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, but as you mentioned, Purdue really impressive with the way they've run the ball so far today.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line is good, not great on film, so I expected Tennessee would be able to stop the run a little bit, but Purdue has had their way running the football, and it's really opened up some of the play action, the RPOs for Purdue through the air as well.
High-scoring first quarter. Can that offensive pace keep up in the second half?
Well, I think Purdue wants to slow this game down. So, yes, Tennessee's going to keep their foot on the gas, but Purdue is going to start to take time in between plays, slow things down. They're thin on defense. They need those guys to get as much rest as possible.
36 plays for Purdue. They've run it 15 times. About at their average. O'Connell completes to the sideline. And a pickup of 13. There's Sheffield. Just down the road, Thompson Station, Tennessee, out of Independence High School.
Sheffield affected by David Bell and Milton Wright being out. He's normally a slot guy, playing much more on the outside today because of those opt-outs and injuries that Purdue's dealing with.
Back to the run game. Wow, look at Horvath. Pickup of 7. Horvath came in as a walk-on. In the spring game after his freshman year, everybody was hurt, so he played both sides. He played 103 snaps in the spring game. There's an opportunity to make an impression.
There's an opportunity to not get out of bed for 3 or 4 days.
Take an ice bath.
Unbelievable.
Horvath again. Well, Purdue, back in the day, had one of the most impressive fullbacks in the game, Mike Allstott. Led the Big Ten in rushing. Horvath, physically cut from the same mold, 6'3", 230.
Now you see why he's the finalist for that low man trophy. PFT Big Cat going to get that thing out Monday afternoon. Would not be surprised to see him take it home.
Wait, hold on. What's the low man trophy?
That's the best fullback in college football.
O'Connell going deep. Is caught. the 2-yard line. TJ Sheffield will set Purdue up with a 1st and goal after a 38-yard grab.
Well, we mentioned O'Connell's the most accurate deep thrower in all of college football, completing just under 60% of his passes, 25+ downfield, and that's why coverage over the top, throw a back shoulder ball, allows Sheffield to have vision on it, turn his shoulders. That's how you get completions on those deep throws, and he took a hit as he let that one go too.
Downing the lead blocker for Horvath, who will shove his way towards the goal line, and they stop his forward progress at the 1.
He also had a true freshman corner there with no Alontae Taylor in the game for Tennessee.
There's just a pile of white jerseys now behind the line of scrimmage. You think Horvath wants it again?
Yeah, I think he wants that tire with the duct tape Chevy logo on it. Take that trophy home.
He's a great receiver out of the backfield. Belies his look. 2nd and goal. Got Anthrop in the slot. Here he is again. The bruiser gets hit behind the line and dragged down. And Tennessee uses a quick timeout with 1:12 to go in the first half.
Byron Young saw this one coming from Jump Street here off the right side. That's a great job of being violent at the point of attack. Horvath is a big dude. He'll fall forward more often than not. But Byron Young met him with the same amount of violence there and kept him out of the end zone.
Coming up on the Smile Direct Club halftime report, how about Shane Beamer's Gamecocks served a side of mayo after their big win against North Carolina earlier today. I have Cincinnati's recipe for an upset and how Harbaugh turned things around. That's coming up at the half.
I mean, I know it's great to win bowl games, but wouldn't you really just want to opt out of the mayonnaise bath?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got players opting out all over the place, right? Can a coach say, hey, you know what, I'm happy to win, but yeah, I'm more of a ketchup guy.
You're doing anything for charity, right? Mayo?
I don't know, man. My lunch might come up in that case.
It could.
It'd be better than Golic dunking Oreos in mayonnaise.
I would agree with that.
That's nasty.
I thought Anish almost opted out of that segment. 3rd and goal. Where does Purdue go here again with Horvath in the backfield?
Oh, I feel like this situation where you get O'Connell out on the move just a little bit, move the pocket slightly, and your best guy in one-on-one man coverage is Jackson Anthrop. He's going to be in the slot to the left.
Eight different Tennessee signal callers on their sideline. We're all the way out on the field. They'll move the pocket. O'Connell looking. Pressure! Taken down! Jeremy Banks with the sack. Tennessee uses another timeout. They want their defense to get their offense back on the field. It's a loss of 11.
Yeah, you want to get your quarterback out of the pocket in a situation like this. The tough part is you're on the right hash, so you got a right-handed quarterback going left. You see, it's more difficult to get rid of the ball when you're under pressure like that. He was trying to find Jackson Anthrop, but the coverage was great on the outside. And a huge stop for Tennessee.
I'm going to tell you, Jeremy Banks is playing like he has been shot out of a cannon this afternoon, flying around the field.
Product from just down the road in Cordova, Tennessee, outside of Memphis. Former running back, made the switch a couple of seasons ago. This Tennessee defense has held Purdue to a pair of field goals in the red zone today. There's a 3rd trip for the Boilermakers into the red zone, and they'll line up another one.
And the struggles continue, right? I mean, this has kind of been their MO all year. One of the worst in the country at scoring touchdowns in the red zone. The run game has been the issue. When you saw when they get down there in condensed environments inside the 5, it's just not where they want to live and where they're best as an offense.
30-yard attempt for Mitchell Finneran, the Samford transfer, the former wiffle ball catcher. He's already hit from 24 and 35. Officially 29. And he will bang it through again. Finneran 3 for 3 in this one, with Tennessee leading by 5. Hey, we got a trophy in the building. We got a couple, I suppose. The Progressive Bowl Challenge Cup is right here at the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. be awarded the conference that has the highest winning percentage in the postseason once it is complete. But the American off to a 3-0 start with one bowl game remaining. Big Ten 2-0, still 8 remaining. Busy day for the Big Ten tomorrow. I just want to see him get played. Yeah. Is that asking for much?
In today's landscape, yeah.
It's interesting. There are a lot of rumors swirling around the Purdue program yesterday, and they got their COVID test back, and they did have a couple of guys missing in this one, including Branson Dean, out for health and safety protocols. I never got the feeling, we didn't ask Brom this specifically, but they just never got the feeling that Purdue was the type of program that was going to say, no, we'll wave the white flag and just go home. Certainly thin in the secondary. This is a big return for Tennessee after a couple of timeouts used defensively. Volunteers have 57 seconds left in the half. It was Freehill, the kicker, in on the tackle.
57 seconds and a timeout. Purdue started with the football, so Tennessee's got a great opportunity here to double up. They can get some points on the board here before half.
One timeout remaining for Josh Heupel's squad here in the half. Their quarterback Hendon Hooker is thrown for 188 and 2 touchdowns. Touchdown passes were long ones. Hooker pressured, slings it out complete to Velus Jones. He can't quite get out of bounds, and they'll run the clock. 46 and rolling. And an injured player will stop the clock. And it's a Purdue player. This is Jalen Graham. A junior from Detroit out of Cass Tech. And that stops the clock. And an advantage for Tennessee with 44 seconds remaining.
It's a big advantage because Graham essentially acts as their nickelback while they're in base defense. Brad Lambert told us we probably won't play nickel today. We don't have the numbers in the back end to be able to do it, but because Graham's on the field, we feel okay being able to operate that way.
And part of it is
runoff. The game clock will start.
Tennessee obviously declined the runoff with the ball, but the problem is, as he mentioned, that Tennessee with its tempo doesn't allow you to sub, so we'd rather have as many regulars out there as possible instead of moving other guys in and out.
And now they are forced to go to a true nickel. Chris Jefferson, number 17, out there over the slot. So just 2 linebackers in the game. Which is probably fine in this scenario, right? 44 seconds left. Tennessee's not going to run the football. They're going to try to pick up a few chunks through the air to get into field goal range or strike from deep.
Second down 10. Pocket holds, Hooker unloads, nobody there. Jalen Hyatt, and we got a flag afterwards. Davis having to be helped up, love pushing and shoving in the backfield. Looked like Hyatt stopped his route, miscommunication on the pass, and then a flag afterwards on Lawrence Johnson. Already one unsportsmanlike on Purdue in this half.
Oh, we saw the, what was it, the Pro Fighting League truck down there in the dock. I mean, there was some WWE moves going on down there.
Some of the Purdue entertainment was they brought in some professional wrestling, one of the hotel ballrooms.
I got to be honest with you. If I was at a bowl game as a college football player and you brought pro wrestling to us, that would have gone poorly.
You would have gotten in the ring.
Somehow, some way, I'd have been a part of that.
You know those big boys want to get out there, throw the spandex on, let your hair down.
Spandex part probably
They're
not.
running on the field after their play. They're all setting personal fouls on each team, offense and defense. The down counts, 3rd down.
This was after the ball had already fallen incomplete. Lawrence Johnson in on it for Purdue, big number 90 right in the middle. Pardon me, out on the edge now.
Yeah, it's going to be right over here. I like the offsetting there. Purdue finished it, but Tennessee did their part as well.
3rd and 10. Hooker has a hit out of his hand. Falls on the grass, and Purdue's scrambling for it. Boilermakers have it. Purdue football with 29 seconds left in the half.
The ruling on it was a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Purdue.
Oh, and it was DeMarcus Mitchell here off the right side that's going to get a hand on the throwing arm of Hendon Hooker as he's trying to take a shot downfield. Great job.
The ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense is under further review.
Well, it's a pretty good job there by Dane Davis, the right tackle. Want to run that guy past, but just a better job by Mitchell is getting his left hand in there to hit that football.
So there's a couple things to consider here. They're going to review this and see whether it was a pass or a fumble, but that's going to be a moot point because it would be a backwards pass and a lateral anyway. It would be a live ball.
Get a good look at it here. That ball is out. That arm's got to be going forward. You're going to see Mitchell get his left hand here. There's that ball still going back. Empty
well,
hand
it's a moot point anyway because it would have been a backwards pass and a live ball. So
after further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Purdue.
What an opportunity for Purdue. And by the way, Josh Heupel saved Purdue some time using multiple timeouts before the field goal on Purdue's last possession.
Yeah, 29 seconds here. You do have timeouts. You can work the entire field. Don't have to take shots here. Work the quick game to the slot. Work the middle of the field. You got time.
O'Connell's thrown for 250. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. For the slant, caught, down to the 2. 26-yard strike. Purdue's got timeouts left. 23 seconds remaining.
Oh, and this is such great anticipation by Aiden O'Connell.
Purdue, their first timeout of the half.
Working his eyes to the right.
Timeout.
Got Jackson Anthrop underneath. And hits the seam route right behind it. Look at the anticipation that he throws that with. I mean, he threw that when the receiver was in the first window, leading him into that second window, the seam route, right on the money.
What an impressive game and an impressive season for Aiden O'Connell. They had a stretch in the Michigan State game where they played 3 different quarterbacks over a 5-play span. O'Connell finally took over the position, and he's announced he's returning for another season next year. And Jeff Brom's got great consistency in the program now. Hendon Hooker's fumble led to this short field for Purdue. Out of the I formation with Doru. Little boot and a dump. Touchdown, Payne Durham. Purdue showed big I formation, multiple tight ends, and Aiden O'Connell said, let's get it going in Nashville. This thing wider than a Music City bachelorette party.
Boy, and what a change in momentum, right? Tennessee's got an opportunity to score before half and get it after half. Instead, the turnover, Purdue capitalizes. Now they go into halftime, most likely with the lead.
Finneran sneaks it in again. Purdue with the lead, 23-21.
Again, it's all about the play action, the play fake. Watch the play fake go this way, and watch all these defenders bite with it. Tight end leaks backside, and there's nobody home. I mean, O'Connell could have ran it, could have thrown it to 87, 88. I mean, that was a 6 points all the way around there. Great play design by Jeff Brom. Is they raising the roof?
Yeah, we're going old school.
There was some old school hits going in pregame.
We've had some crisscross going.
Mac, that'll make it.
19 seconds left in the half. What a performance by the Boilermakers. They've outscored Tennessee 16-0 this half. Josh Heupel's offense has stalled off some incompletions by Hooker, but most damaging, the fumble. Tennessee has one timeout remaining. Tennessee just get back in the locker room now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're in this situation as a head coach. You don't want anything worse to happen, right? Just had a big momentum-changing turnover. So a high percentage either throw, screen, a handoff. Like, hey, if someone spits through and runs for 30, 40 yards, cool. You can call a timeout and try to make something happen. But high percentage, get to the locker room, make some adjustments. You got the ball coming in the second half anyway.
Well, the TransPerfect Music City Bowl giving you all the offense you would want. A 44-point first half combined. Tennessee jumped off to a quick start, led 21-7 after the first quarter. Purdue fighting back to take the lead. Some frustrations for Tennessee. After this break, Kevin Nagandi will take it over for the Smile Direct Club halftime report with Joey Galloway and Booger McFarland.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
You're watching the TransPerfect Music City Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee is the site. What has turned into a wildly entertaining first half. Purdue with its first lead on top 23-21. What a tale of quarters for Tennessee's offense, Jordan. This Tennessee offense was almost unstoppable first quarter. They went away in the second quarter. What gives?
Yeah, I think Hendon Hooker was running the football a little more. Maybe took a couple of shots and had a few errant passes, I think, there later in the first half that were opportunities they missed. But really, the story was Purdue being able to run the football that opened up some of the intermediate pass game.
Bayless Jones brought it out of the end zone in a solid return. Cole, what did you learn from Josh Heupel?
Following up to what Jordan just said there, he said the run game of Purdue is something we need to adjust to. We need to make sure that we slow down, do a better job against that in the second half. Also need to reroute some things on the back end. There is concern about the young corners that Tennessee's playing today. He said offensively, feels like Hendon Hooker, his quarterback, might just be rushing things a little bit, just off his rhythm, off of his timing. Want to try to get him comfortable early here in the second half.
Yeah, what a difference. First quarter for Hendon Hooker, he was nearly perfect. 6 of 8 for a $164, 2 touchdowns. Just 5 of 11 for 27 yards and a lost fumble on a sack in the second quarter. That led to a Purdue touchdown and the Boilermaker lead.
Be important to get him in rhythm here. Expect a quick, easy throw early in this drive.
Jalen Graham back on the field for Purdue. Hooker does indeed complete one over the middle. That's Bayless Jones, and it goes for 13.
Love the call, right? You got a quarterback that's struggling with timing a little bit. Couple errant throws. Just get him back in rhythm. Get tempo going. Get back to what you do best.
And then back to the ground game, and Jabari Small takes it to the 49.
Going to that slant there too early, Jordan, something that if you go back and watch Purdue multiple times this year, there were a few teams that really took advantage of slants across the entire game.
Small again, huge hole opened up, and he takes it inside the 35. 19-yard rumble for the sophomore from Memphis.
And how big is that? When this run game gets going, the RPO game off of that is what's really dangerous. You got a quarterback that's missed a few deep throws. Run game gets going, then those slants, those hitches, everything starts to hit.
False start, offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a center, Cooper Mays. Cole, how does a center false start?
I never know the answer to that. I mean, you can get up there and kind of move the ball a little bit to try to draw a guy off sides. I used to do the old head bob because I signaled, I would say like, go on shotgun. I said, go, go was our snap count. So I would always bob my head a little bit extra to try to draw guys off sides. But, I mean, the center snaps the ball. The play's live. Doesn't matter what everybody else does.
Cooper, the younger brother of Cade, you saw on the sideline, out with an ankle injury in this one. Hooker with a slant again, and that's incomplete, but a flag on Marvin Grant. Why are slants, Cole, more dangerous to this Purdue defense based on the film that you've watched?
Well, honestly, Tom, I think they have to play off a little bit more. It's not a super athletic secondary.
Defense number 4. Spot foul. First down.
And obviously, too, you think about what they were going into this bowl game with Karlaftis at defensive end, one of the best pass rushers in college football. You probably didn't have to press a lot of teams up. You knew you were going to be able to get to the quarterback and have numbers on the back end because you didn't have to dedicate extra defenders to pressure.
George Karlaftis, projected first rounder, top 10 pick, opted out of this game to get ready for the NFL draft. Tennessee back to the ground game, and this time it's Jalen Wright. Freshman picks up 3.
I'll tell you what, if I'm upstairs for Tennessee, I love the matchup right now with Velus Jones being covered by Jalen Graham in the slot. Jalen Graham out here, that's that Sam linebacker that's playing some nickel. This time he adds to the box.
Hooker directing traffic on the run. A pump fake will get him more yardage down to the 20. He wanted Tillman to break. It turns into a 9-yard run.
You see the grass stains, the chalk stains. Hooker's done a great job today using his legs to extend plays and pick up first downs.
Here's Wright again. And Tennessee marching down the field, an opening drive of the second half. Seventh play of the drive. To the perimeter, good blocking on the edge. Tennessee touchdown. 15 yards for Velus Jones and a little shimmy at the end. Purdue earlier this game caught with only one defender on the perimeter in a similar situation.
Yeah, that time brought a little zone pressure. Remember talking to Brad Lambert yesterday, he said this offense is so tough because you can't man pressure because Hooker can run the football. If you zone pressure, their quick perimeter throws are so dangerous. There's going to be cushion out there. That time caught him in a zone pressure, quick throw to the perimeter, and a lot of green grass on the outside. You're going to see Jalen Graham, linebacker, in a zone pressure look, just coming off the edge right here, which means all that green grass on the outside. It's one-on-one. And all Velus Jones has to do is beat the safety, and he does it. 28-23, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. Jordan's forgotten more nights out on this town than he's remembered. He's playing days at Vanderbilt.
I frequented a few rooftops back in the day. Weren't as many back then, but
back in the day, you mean last night?
Hey. You leave my game prep to me.
A town so fun that they'll pedal the bar right to your front door if you ask nicely enough. Fair catch taken. Let's take a look at today's clutch delivery brought to you by Chipotle.
That's anticipation and accuracy. Here's the route combination on this one. It's going to be a high-low. Quick route here with the seam. What they're trying to do is catch this guy in a bind. And what I love about this is look at the separation you got here. By the time that he's throwing the football, but really, this is what makes the accuracy special. Watch this corner, has vision on the football. He's got to bend this seam route back in with an accurate throw. So it's anticipating, throwing way before the receiver is ready, and it's accuracy to protect your receiver. That's what got them down there for that big score before half.
Most accurate passer in the Big Ten. Here's Nick Horvath. Picks up 5 and second team all-conference. Accuracy tied for the best in Big Ten history since Northwestern's Dan Purcell in 2010.
And it hasn't been dinking and dunking today.
No. 278 yards on 14 completions for Aiden O'Connell. Horvath again. Got him by a shoe. Who throws a shoe? Matthew Butler in on the tackle.
A few Florida fans would have something to say about that.
Third down 3. Boilermakers only 2 of 8 on third down in this one. Incomplete. There's a flag. It didn't come from the umpire. It came from the line judge Over on the sideline, Jackson Anthrop held by Jackson.
Pass interference, defense number 26, spot foul, first down.
Theo Jackson, Tennessee, really their best defender, best all-around defender, working on a in-breaking slant here, and it's just the left arm right there. Just got a little bit too much of Anthrop with his left arm, turns him a hair. It's a really bang-bang play, but it's that hook that the back judge is going to see every time.
And that is the third different defensive pass interference penalty on Tennessee in this game. Horvath again. Flag on the play. Movement on Purdue. The Atlantic Coast Conference crew working this one.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield. Penalties declined, second down.
2nd and 10. Cole, you talked to Jeff Brom at the half. He said he wasn't happy with his play calling in the red zone. How do you interpret that?
No, I think he just understands that they've had opportunities, and he wants to be better as far as giving his guys the best chance to put points on the board. I appreciate a coach going out and saying that. Say, I need to be better. I need to call plays better. Don't get that a lot.
Anthrop in motion. O'Connell to Horvath after he play fake to him. He is rumbling down the tracks and into Tennessee territory. Man, that's like a bowling ball rolling down Broadway.
Pedal tabber rolling down Broadway so many times.
Brakes?
No, those things just keep going. You got to slow your legs down. Horvath is Tennessee's so used to seeing him blocking in those play action passes as they take shots. That time just slipped out. Great call by Jeff Brom.
Anthrop that time picks up 2.
PFT is going to have to ask for ballots back on that low man trophy.
Yeah, why are we turning him in already? There's still games to be played. Tennessee by 5. Purdue looking to reclaim the lead. Second and 8. Low snap. O'Connell fires. Caught! First down, Purdue! What a grab by Garrett Miller. It goes for 26.
And Cole talked to Josh Heupel at halftime about this route in particular. These seam routes, you have to be able to reroute. You can't let these tight ends and receivers run free down the middle of the field. You got to reroute them, disrupt the timing. Right now, Purdue is attacking the middle of the field, and they're untouched as they go from that really 5 to 10 yard range. Tennessee defenders have got to start getting a body on them, at least wall them, make them change direction, make them change speed. It's just too easy for Purdue to get access to the middle of the field.
First down.
Purdue thought they were going to review this. Aiden O'Connell took his helmet off and came over to the sideline. It was a quick review. O'Connell trying to steal a timeout. Now they'll have to hurry back out there. 20 seconds on the play clock, no huddle. Tennessee trying to sub a few, and now the officials will stop it. Reset the play clock. Purdue has had to settle for field goals in the red zone so far in this game. King Doru is the tailback. Doru trying to shake. Picks up a pair. And a flag afterwards back in the end zone. Trayvon Flowers getting into it with Garrett Miller. Looks like Beasley was involved too. Lost his hat.
It's been a little chippy all game. Seen a few personal foul calls on both sides, an offsetting one.
The ruling ruling on the field after the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 88. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It'll be second down.
Well, that is killer for Garrett Miller. Had the big catch on the 26-yard dive, and he cost Purdue valuable field position.
Yeah, going to see Miller right there. He's going to work up and engage with the block, and this is a heck of a block. Oh, not on this one.
Yeah, the right hand caution in the end zone.
Right there.
From the 23. I think that was a good football play up until he threw the right hand.
Yeah, the second one there, because it was a great block. You're getting aggressive, but got to leave it there.
Second and goal from the 23. O'Connell gets some of that yardage back. They go down to the 10. And the completion to Brock Thompson.
And these are those throws the defensive coordinator Tim Banks said he wanted to take away, right? Don't give so much cushion. Don't want those easy hitches.
So then what's the answer? You take away the hitches, you get burned by the seams. You take away the seams, you get burned by the hitches.
That's what I was going to say. Deshaun Rucker, a true freshman, is out there in coverage. It's a give and take, right?
It is loud here in Nashville. O'Connell to the O-line for the change. Third and goal. Into the end zone. Caught and dropped. I don't think he finished the catch. They ruled it a touchdown, but Sheffield lost the ball after he went across the back line. Let's see if it stands.
Well, this was an absolute dime by O'Connell. See if the catch is finished here. He secures it initially.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Timeout for an injured player.
To me, I think he secures that all the way to the ground. Let's see, still has it. Foot goes out of bounds. It's moving there at the end, but.
And this is where the rule book, the intricacies of it will drive a fan mad when you talk about football plays and defining finishing a catch, because it lasts a lot longer than what just a fan or normal viewer would think it should last.
Totally, and that's not a diving. It's not an immediate falling to the ground. Like, it's one step, two step that gets out of bounds. He still has control, goes all the way to the ground. Yes, it moves towards the end there. That's just it's a toss-up. He was completely subjective.
He was injured on the play, now being helped back to the sideline.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
Announcement that they're looking at it additionally. Sheffield didn't get up initially because he was hurt, and the athletic training staff carrying him off. He's not putting any weight on that right leg.
I'm right down here looking at him, Tom. The fact that he was even able to hold on to that football, whether you want to go absolute, whether or not he had possession or not, he's not even to touch that right foot hardly to the ground at all.
No, and this is the kind of walk that suggests that they're going straight back to the locker room. And what a huge loss that would be for Purdue, already the depleted wide receiver core. O'Connell looking at that play on the Jumbotron, and by his reaction, he thinks it was incomplete.
So you got to complete the process, right? The process is going to the ground. There's no question that he has control here. Ball's moving a little bit, but has control. You can readjust. It's right when he rolls to that right shoulder.
I think what it's going to come down to is how they define the end of the play.
Yeah.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Yeah.
So Sheffield with his 5th touchdown catch of the season. O'Connell throws another, and Purdue goes back in front. Regardless how that thing finished, what a perfect pass from O'Connell.
Absolutely, and that second step being out of bounds, maybe, one catch, one step, second step out of bounds. That was the process to the refs, and left the call as is.
Extra point good. Purdue leads by 2. Aiden O'Connell, the former walk-on, starting at quarterback for Purdue, has thrown for 355 and 3 scores.
never die.
The TransPerfect Music City Bowl is brought to you by TransPerfect, Simplified Global Business, and Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. Visit musiccity.com.
Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik, our fantastic ESPN crew. What a game we have in Nashville. 30-28, Purdue back in front. Bayless Jones, full head of steam, looking for the sideline. He's got it. A flag will come in on holding. This will all be for naught. And they'll bring this one back inside the 30. This Tennessee offense scored 21 points in the first quarter, nothing in the second.
During the return, holding receiving team. Kept the distance to the goal, penalty, first down.
This is one of these holds that looked like in live action it happened behind the play. Well, maybe right at it. 17 drawing attention to it.
Yeah, great job selling that, too.
Yeah, just a thought. By the way, Hendon Hooker having a great start to this one. 3 passing touchdowns, tied for the 3rd most for a bowl game in Tennessee history. Tyler Bray and Peyton Manning each threw 4. Bray against North Carolina here in this bowl in 2010, and Peyton in the Citrus in '97. That'll count as a pass. A little turn up field for Jalen Hyatt, and he blew out a flip-flop.
Hyatt, their speedster, had some daylight here. He's just going to lose his footing. Tom, we were down there earlier on the field, and you notice just with every cleat and cut.
Hooker loses the ball. Got pressured again, got spun around, and Tennessee lucky to recover that one. Hooker loses 9 yards, but doesn't lose the football after all. That was a bad snap to begin with. It was between Hooker and Small.
And that's really tough, right? The running back coming left to right, that snap going right there. Hooker did a good job of just getting that ball and not making a bad play worse.
Volunteers looking at a 3rd and 17. Trying to set up the screen, and it's too fast for Bayless Jones.
It's a little too much juice. This is one of those jailbreak screens where your receiver is actually going to take a few steps towards the quarterback. It's a short throw. That ball a little high and a little too hard.
And so Paxton Brooks punting from his end zone. Purdue's going to have fantastic field position. New Year's Day, what an incredible lineup of bowl games we have for you on ESPN and the app. Number 9, Oklahoma State. Number 5, Notre Dame at the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, 1 Eastern. And we'll be at the Rose on the radio call in Pasadena for number 11, Utah. Number 6, Ohio State, and the granddaddy of them all. Rose Bowl game presented by Capital One Venture X. And we cap the day with a high-scoring affair, likely. Number 7, Baylor. Number 8, Ole Miss in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Another season for Lane Kiffin and the Rebels, and finishing it in New Orleans. That should be a fun one. O'Connell has thrown for 355 and 3 touchdowns. Doru keeps his legs churning and ends up picking up 3.
Boy, with a healthy receiving core, you think this is an area where you might want to take a shot, especially with how pinpoint accurate O'Connell has been today. The best in the nation coming into this on those type of throws, but kind of a patchwork receiver core he's working with right now. Let's see how much they trust him.
O'Connell looking for one. That was Anthrop. Cole, this is especially after that injury to TJ Sheffield, this receiving corps took another hit.
Hated to see that. Milton Wright, second leading receiver, ineligible for this bowl game. Everybody knew about David Bell, who opted out. Was going to go ahead and prepare for the NFL draft. had a magnificent season with 93 catches for 1,286 yards. But this team also lost Abdur-Rahman Yassin earlier in the season and Mershawn Rice earlier in the season. The numbers are critically low at wide receiver for Purdue, especially after losing one in this game.
We've got Deion Burks in the game now. Haven't seen much of him. 3rd and 7. Pressure coming. O'Connell stands tall, delivers a strike, but it's dropped. Would have been a first down right into the belly of his tight end, Garrett Miller.
Great coverage, great physical coverage by Jeremy Banks. What you got to do against a big body tight end in Payne Durham. Excuse me, that was Garrett Miller at tight end. You got to be physical with these guys at the point of contact. That's one that could go either way. No call there, but a great stop by Tennessee.
Banks has been all over the place. He's got a team high 16 tackles in this game. Jack Ansel trying to kill this one inside the 10. Fair catch taken inside the 5. It'll be a long field for Hendon Hooker, suddenly inconsistent with Tennessee down by 2. TJ Sheffield's touchdown grab gave Purdue another lead, up 30-28. He's back from the locker room. It doesn't look like he's going to return. No shoe on that right foot after the ankle injury. We'll see if there's a change to his status going forward. Tennessee backed up. Long field for Hendon Hooker and company. Dalen Wright, no gain. Cedric Tillman was an impact player early on. Touchdown catches of 41 and 61.
And not a reception since the beginning of the second quarter. This Tennessee offense has been sputtering a little bit. Got to get number 4 involved. He's your best player on the outside. Manned up in coverage right now.
On 2nd and 10, Tennessee's going to run it again. And a gain of 4. This is a light Purdue defense, given the personnel issues, especially on the back end. They're actually going to get big here. But they have held their own outside of the first quarter, holding the Volunteers to just 1 touchdown since the opening barrage.
And coverage on Tillman here.
Pressure coming. Hooker. Dropped by Fant. Would have been a first down.
A tough catch for Fant. Just on a little hook route here. Hooker wanted to work Tillman at first, comes back to Fant on his second read. And Graham, outside linebacker, playing that nickel hybrid spot today. Jalen Graham with a great job breaking that one up. That grass, that jersey, more and more grass on it for Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, that tells the story for Tennessee. Good looking punt from Paxton Brooks. Anthrop races out of bounds after that 43-yard punt for 2 on the return. Aiden O'Connell, believed to be the first non-scholarship starter at quarterback in Purdue football history, has looked magnificent in this game and in the second half of the season.
Yeah, he's looked anything but a walk-on, former 8th on the depth chart, 4th on the depth chart to start the season. He's been laser accurate. He's been lighting up this Tennessee defense for 2.5 quarters so far. 3:55. We got a lot of ball game left.
We do. 2017 a walk-on. 2018 didn't play. 2019 moved from 4th on the depth chart to taking 3 starts due to injuries and attrition, and he delivers one up the sideline and caught for a first down by Colin Sullivan. First catch of the season for the freshman out of Round Rock, Texas.
Woo. That might have been good in the NFL. I think he got both down.
We got to take another look at this.
Oh, yeah.
It was, you got the feet.
Pass. The previous play is under further review.
So unlike when you're going forward out of bounds and you toe drag, right, with your toes being the first thing to hit the paint, if your toe is in and your heel steps out, you're out of bounds. But I believe that was his right foot. I think his left foot comes in bounds first here. As we watch this, watch his left foot. Left foot down, that right foot, the toe gets down, heel gets out, but it doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, this one should be a catch.
Well, if it stands as a catch, what a grab. The first career catch for Colin Sullivan, whose dad is Brigadier General Ronald Sullivan in U.S. Army, Chief Judge of the U.S. Army Court of Criminal Appeals. So fitting that this one would be reviewed and appealed.
And that ball comes out late, but not falling to the ground, right? So it's a little different scenario than what we reviewed in the end zone, where we have to complete the act of a catch. He steps out of bounds with 1 foot. He's upright.
Plays dead.
Plays
when
dead.
The foot comes down.
Yep.
Now the foot comes down out of bounds. Purdue up 30-28. Aiden O'Connell 20 of 32. And doing it with a makeshift wide receiving core. You know, on second glance from that angle, did he have full control of it, or was the ball coming down out of the hands
with the
as he brought
foot?
his hands down?
It's a heck of a play by Haddon either way, by just punching that ball out right at the last second.
And Haddon was the same defender on the touchdown catch.
And remember, you don't necessarily have to bring it into your body if you have control, right? So although he's in the act of bringing it into his body, did his right foot step out when he already had control before he brought it to his chest? I think that's what they're going to be looking at. It is closer than what you'd think at first glance. A couple aspects that they'll be looking at, but to me, had firm control immediately with that left foot in. The right foot came in as he was bringing it down. Then it was hit out. We'll see.
After further review, it's an incomplete pass. It will be second down at the 49-yard line. The clock is correct on the start on the snap.
See, to me, there's not a process of the catch, right? So firm control there, and then his foot goes out of bounds before. So to me, it's a catch.
Yeah, I think what we're looking at is when the right hand started to come off the ball as he brought it towards the belt, was that an indicator of lack of control?
You're allowed to adjust. The ball's allowed to be moving as long as it's in control. So maybe the immediacy of not having control long enough is what they were looking at there.
Leaves Purdue the 2nd and 10. Tennessee desperately in need of a stop. Volunteers bring 4. O'Connell intercepted! He threw it right to Tennessee.
Wow, what a turn of events, huh? A tight catch, no catch, ruled incomplete. Next play, your quarterback, who's been laser accurate all day and all night, a little late to this one. Byron Young is dropping in the flats. This ball's got to be out so much sooner than it is.
I don't think you saw Young dropping. They brought the 4th rusher from the opposite side.
Yep, little pressure. So you get zone pressure from the right side. That means the left end will drop off. I think he just saw him late, didn't have enough juice and enough space. You see that little hesitation right there allowed Young to get under that outside hitch.
Tennessee good field position after the takeaway. Velus Jones shakes a man, bends it back to the inside and takes it down to the 20. Still wasn't down until the very end, rolling over the Purdue players. It's a gain of 30.
Well, you feel the energy, you feel the momentum now for Tennessee.
Definite shift. Hooker fakes outside, dips again, and picks up just 2. That leaves 2nd and 8. Tennessee just hasn't put together multiple completions outside of the first quarter, doesn't feel like.
No, we haven't seen them with the ability to string multiple tempo plays together, right? Because it's an 8-yard gain, then a negative play, or a 5-yard gain, then an incompletion.
Looking for the edge and a physical tackle up around the shoulder pads. Purdue with a late sub. Tennessee looking at a 3rd and 7, and it'll be a check with me.
Moving 2 receivers to the wide side of the field. That means Cedric Tillman's going to be at the bottom of your screen there. Matched up one-on-one if he wants it.
Hooker looking left, steps up. Nice catch by Bayless Jones, and a pass was just a hair wide, but that will leave fourth. Tennessee down two. Will take the field goal. Plus, there's still a lot of time left in this game. We saw scoring can come in bunches. So Chase McGrath, who's 11 of 14 on the season. .30-yard attempt. And he punches it through to get Tennessee back in front. You know, it's what we love about bowl season. Coming into this game, Tennessee had a huge advantage with personnel, especially with the tempo they run, the wide receivers, the lack of available players in Purdue's secondary. And here's what we get, a back-and-forth yo-yo game.
I mean, we should have knew this was coming, right? Purdue, all they've done all year is show up in the biggest moments in the biggest game and win those games. So even though they were decimated by injuries, they have showed up. And now Tennessee with a little bit of life here in the second half, really for the first time since the first quarter. 2 top 5 wins this season for Purdue, most in school history since 1960. What's working for Tennessee offensively now that wasn't in the second quarter? I think the run game is starting to get a little bit of traction. Not a ton, and we haven't seen a ton from Cedric Tillman, but that really opens things up. They're one of the best running attacks when they're moving in the country, and that tempo's going with it. So that'll open everything up if they can get that going more consistently. It's been better, still not to the level that Josh Heupel is used to seeing. Jackson Anthrop deep for Purdue. Toby Wilson gallops towards it. And no return for the Boilermakers. 31-30 Tennessee with the lead. Fans join us virtually for the College Football Playoff All Access Experience, featuring exclusive content, games, and daily prize drops. Register today at ESPN.com. CFP All Access. I think you should give away a tie. That should be one of the prize drops. A tie, a suit, maybe those fancy shoes you got on. Where do I drop it? Just out the booth right here? Yeah, out the window. Aiden O'Connell has turned into a cult hero of Purdue for a guy who came in not only unheralded but basically unknown. Here's Anthrop. No gain. Another tackle for Jeremy Banks. Banks has been all over the place. He's set a new career high in tackles with 17. Came into the game with 108, third in the SEC. He's just got a nose for the ball. Great reactions, great ability to read and react. Started his career as a running back at Tennessee. O'Connell, flag on the play. And this will be the 4th defensive pass interference against Tennessee. You see Brock Thompson, every play, he's got enough to get downfield. He barely has enough strength in those legs that didn't get off the field. And just then he said, I'm staying in, and he waved the second stringer out. That's at least the second time I've seen him do that. Get up a little bit hobbled. And again, I don't know. I mean, ties up the left arm a little bit right there. It was interesting after the play, Preston Terrell had entered, tried to get Thompson out, and he said, no, you go back to the sideline, I'm staying in. 10th flag against Tennessee. It's cost them 92 yards. O'Connell looking for the wheel route, checks it down. Chance to run, and plenty of room for Dylan Downing. Gain of 21 yards for Downing. Really smart decision there by Aiden O'Connell. Wanted the wheel route downfield to Horvath. Decided to check it down instead. The play action, looking for Horvath again.
incomplete. Big hit from Trayvon Flowers on Garrett Miller.
I tell you what, they like something there with that wheel route. It's the same exact concept, done a little different. This time the check down was a tight end coming from the backside, but still a wheel route on the front side, or front side of the passing concept, I should say, at least for Horvath.
And are they looking for the wheel or for the matchup with the linebacker?
They're looking for the wheel because Jeremy Banks is scraping with those running backs out of the backfield. You mentioned he's been all over the place, but he's probably a little worn out as well. They're trying to capitalize on that, but he's been in coverage each time.
He drops here. O'Connell steps up, throws on the run, intercepted again. Nobody there but Trayvon Flowers. Third interception for Tennessee tonight.
That's the poor decision here. Quarterbacks are always told, don't make a bad play worse. It's going to be under pressure, step up in the pocket, find your check down, or just tuck it and get as much as you can. Tries to hit a crossing route really late right here, but pressure in his face causes that ball to sail and right into the arms of Flowers.
Only 5 interceptions on the season for Tennessee coming into this game. 3 of them against the most accurate passer in the Big Ten. Through less than 3 quarters in this one. Here's Jabari Small, picks up a yard. Lawrence Jefferson is not getting up, and Small is late to get to his feet. Remember, this Purdue defensive line already a couple men short. Karlaftis opted out of this game. Branson Dean, health and safety protocols, got that result last night. And now Lawrence Johnson, junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, getting looked at by the athletic training staff.
And Tennessee really thin at running back as well, with Jabari Small limping off there. Jalen Wright, the freshman who's been banged up most of the year. He's played a little bit this game, but gets pretty thin after that.
It's been an up and down game for Hendon Hooker. 253 yards and 3 touchdowns. But after a quick start to this game, Hooker, a little inconsistent. The velocity is still there, but a lot of his passes have just been simply off target.
Yeah, a little high, maybe not spinning it quite as tight. I mean, as he's used to, which affects the accuracy as well. I tell you what, he's ran the football physically tonight. And I've pointed out a few times that the chalk, the grass stains on his jersey. I tell you what, my junior year in college, I ran a ton. And there'd be certain drives where you just take a hit on the shoulder, and it's not that it was incapacitated, but it's just, you know, almost not a funny bone feeling, but a little dead.
Yeah.
Right? And it just didn't quite have the reaction that you're used to, and it'd take a drive to kind of shake it off. So, not saying that's necessarily what's happening, but by the looks of his jersey, wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the issue.
Hooker was a starter at Virginia Tech, got off to a great start there, 6-0, which is the 3rd longest streak since Michael Vick. Didn't know if he'd keep playing football, though. After irregularities were discovered during a COVID screening, he had to go through a heart scope before the 20 season. Made his impact on the Tennessee program this year, and he completes the first down on the perimeter to Javonte Payton.
There's a really confident throw on that one. Spun the ball, it was accurate.
Hooker, time running out, he'll take off himself, and he picks up 5. Little stutter step before he got brought down by Jalen Alexander.
And credit to these Purdue corners. Jamari Brown has been matched up on Cedric Tillman most of the night here at the bottom of your screen. He's been physical, making it tough on these receivers on the outside.
It should be noted that Jamari Brown was questionable to even play in this game. He's been dealing with some health issues. Gave it a go early and is good. 3rd and 1 now. Purdue trying to get set. And Hooker will slow him down. Plenty of time on the play clock. Hooker hands it off. They got a 1st down run. It's Jalen Wright. Small still hasn't returned after taking that shot earlier in the drive.
Timeout for a defensive injury.
One of the Purdue players taking a knee. It's DeMarcus Mitchell. We're not quite done. Coming up later tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, right here on ESPN and the app. We'll cap our full quadruple header when Wisconsin battles our old friend Herm Edwards in Arizona State in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Wisconsin coming in with the nation's top total defense and #1 rushing defense in the country, allowing only 65 yards a game. Mitchell exits. 33 seconds left in the quarter.
A lot of times after a timeout, injury timeout or not, those receivers on the outside have had a chance to catch their breath in a tempo offense. A lot of times that's when you'll see them take a shot downfield. Fresh legs, see if you can get by somebody downfield.
Hooker. Footing is really bad. You could see he tried to turn on the Jets as he cut upfield and he wasn't sure of it. Turns into a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, especially in the middle of the field there. That's where this turf gets most precarious. It's just tough to cut.
It's
Grass is coming up, yeah.
We head to the 4th quarter. The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl is a thriller. Tennessee 31, Purdue 30. Back to Nashville after this. Fall in Nashville at the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl, and this game has been just about perfect if you like offense and back and forth leads. Tennessee up 31-30. Hendon Hooker trying to reclaim the consistency, got him up to a great start, and Tennessee moved. Another false start on the Volunteers. It came from the receiver in the slot.
Offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
As a running back, Jabari Small got those Roadrunner feet going a little early. How does it change the play calling in the 2nd down?
Well, that play right there, they're actually going to dial up a little quarterback draw. So again, 2nd down, I still feel like you can hand the ball, run it if you need to.
Hooker dances, looking for deep man, and ends up spinning his way for a gain of 7. They're looking to get it to Tillman, but he was well covered.
Yeah, a little RPO there, right? So you got to throw it if you're going to ride it and pull it out. You got to let that ball go. You didn't make the right decision there. When you're not throwing it, you only have one route there. Tuck it, run, get as much as you can.
This is going to leave the extra push at the line. It will be a Tennessee 1st down. The extra effort, the footing has been a little slippery out there, Cole.
Just to give you guys an idea, it almost feels like there's just like a little layer of dew that has set in over on the grass. So I just got a little paper towel here, but just kind of, you know, if you were to get some weight down on there, and then you just see right away.
That's great absorbency. You are the quicker picker-upper.
It's not necessarily the quicker picker-upper, but it gives you an idea just sort of how wet that grass is there, just putting your hand down real quick.
Can you picture Cole in a flannel jacket and getting real
the mustache?
brawny?
Yeah.
Hooker fell. There it is. A bad footing, but he still completes it to the outside. And a Tennessee 1st down. The playing foot just came out.
Yeah, steps to throw here, and it comes right out from under him. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Not sure how he was able to still throw that ball accurately.
Tennessee was trying to go tempo. Lawrence Johnson laid down. And that'll stop the Tennessee offense from getting back on the line. Johnson has been down a couple of times. This will be, after this, the 10th play of the drive. This is one of those things that if your team goes down with an apparent injury, you go, yeah, my guy's hurt. If the other team does it, you go, wow, you throw up your arms. They're stalling. What is the answer to this? Well, let's take a look at Johnson getting injured on this. He points at the sideline. Number 90 right in the middle of the screen.
Oh, yeah. See,
so what's the answer, in your opinion, to cleaning this up out of the college game?
Well, it's a precarious situation, right? Because you always want to give injuries and players the benefit of the doubt. You want to protect the safety of the players. But honestly, the way you do that is go, okay, I don't care if it's a real injury, fake injury, whatever. If you go out, you cannot come back in for this drive.
Yeah, for the entire series.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Now, it doesn't fix it, right? Because you're always going to have someone that's going to, okay, well, I'll stop them and I'll go sit out.
Well, the question is, what's the cost of doing business? You're willing to take one of your key players out for the remainder of a drive that's important enough to take a knee.
But those ones right there, man, I would love to think that you could, I don't know, you could review that. I mean, he's walking fine. He looks to the sideline. He drops down. I mean, you'd love to have more than just a he's got to be out kind of penalty if you know for sure. But then again, do you ever really know for sure?
ACC officiating crew. And Brom getting an explanation. Jerry Magallanes is the white hat.
The ruling of a completed catch is under further review.
Ball ends up being just a little low because Hendon Hooker loses his footing. Boy, at first glance right there, feels like it hit the ground, and that assisted Javonte Payton's ability to control it. If the hand is under it or there's control of it and then it hits the ground, it can happen. It's allowed to touch the turf as long as there's control, but that one sure felt like it hit the ground and the hand almost simultaneously. Let's get another look at it here.
Was the right hand underneath the nose of the ball?
That's tough to tell from that angle, right? I mean, it very well could be.
And that's the determining factor. It was ruled a catch on the field. Must be indisputable video evidence to overturn. I think the hand is behind the ball, not under it on that view.
Right, but it was ruled a catch on the field, right? I think that's your best look at it right there. I mean, to me, it looked like the ground helped him. But again, can you say that without a shadow of a doubt that his hand wasn't quite under it?
And what you're talking about is if the fingers were under it, that little bounce up came from the
fingers.
hand. Yeah, the fingers, not the ground.
You know what? I think I'm just going to opt out of these. My track record today, I've been disagreeing with the refs, so I don't want to lean you guys in one direction or not. This is another. We've had a lot of kind of 50-50s. These are all subjective calls. They're not clear cut. There's not a great look at this, so.
Wouldn't that mean that the call would stand? Because that would sound indisputable to me. Here's Magallanes.
After further review, the pass hit the ground before the receiver had protection. Incomplete pass.
So that'll cost Tennessee yardage, and they'll move it back to the 49.
And right, that was our first reaction, that it looked like it hit the ground here, and then you start dissecting everything you can. And when you go down that path and you're trying to split hairs, and was the finger under, it was it probably means that you're trying to make it a catch, and it's really not. So I guess our gut was right on that one. But it haven't been easy calls on these catch, no catch, and we've had about 3 of them.
Well, and this has been a long time between plays, between the injury to Johnson and the review. 2nd and 10. That's caught by Velus Jones Jr. and he picks up 6. Early in the fourth quarter, Tennessee holding on to a 31-30 lead. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Remember, talked about this earlier. This is where Alex Golesh said, it's about the time you got to finish the drive when the O-line has been out there for so long.
Nobody deep for Purdue.
Here comes pressure. Hooker, pocket holds, delivers a strike for a first down, and it's Tillman who has reappeared for a gain of 10.
That's good to see. Their best player has been pretty quiet since the beginning of the second quarter, getting him back involved.
Hooker looking right, dancing left, and he kind of falls forward for 2. The Tennessee runs at such a tempo that Hooker will often only look to one side of the field, and the advantage of that is that the receivers on the opposite side won't run routes at all. Trying to save their legs, issue for Purdue again. Got to work out a cramp on the right calf.
You mentioned it, a lot of half-field reads for Tennessee. A lot of times the backside guys won't run routes, but Hendon Hooker is taught, okay, my read is going to take me to this side of the field, so I'm only going to read this side of the field, but watch this right here. This is what you see upstairs. You see him late walking off the ball. He's not getting upfield. He goes late. It gives those guys a rest, right?
Yeah.
Instead of running downfield like in my arrow, instead of going on a deep route, just to go on a deep route, he's reading the right side. Just get a little break.
I don't want to make this old school versus new school, but there are people who watch that and say, why are you running around? What do you got it? But it's by design to keep legs fresh.
And here's the thought process, right? We don't want to have to run. We don't want to run 60 plays that we're trying to be perfect, that everybody's involved and you have an answer for everything. We're trying to run 80 and 85 plays that, you know what? 10 of them, 15 of them, you might beat us on that. But we're going to run so many more plays that we're going to still have those opportunities.
Tennessee averages 74 yards, 74 plays a game. With a good chunk of the fourth left, they've already run 68 in this one. Second and 8. They'll run it with Jabari Small. Cole, how do you think the field conditions impact play calling at this point?
I think it affects play calling greatly. I think if you have receivers that are usually going to have like a double move, you might want to call that right now. Anything that's going to call for east-west change of direction, I would almost remove that right now.
Pressure coming again and complete to Velus Jones, but he's just short. That'll leave 4th and 1. What do you do here, Tennessee? They're going to keep the offense on the field. Yep.
Yeah, keep the tempo, get the element of surprise. Purdue is not lined up. Snap it as quick as possible.
Field goal would give them a 4-point advantage. Instead, they'll run it, needing 1. Hooker, stop short! Huge stop for Purdue, and they get the ball back. This undermanned Purdue defense coming up with play after play. Boilermakers stop them on 4th and get the ball back. After a long drive, Tennessee turns it over on downs.
Yeah. Chris Jefferson comes up and just shot out of a cannon, playing at the line of scrimmage from the second level.
Tennessee has now had 2 drives of 10 plays or more, and they haven't scored points in either one. Both times turned it over on downs. Forward lead changes in this one. Purdue looking to reclaim it. They'll start on the ground with Doru, and he bounces to the outside and takes it past the 30. It's been an up and down game for Aiden O'Connell. He's the first Boilermaker to throw 3 passing touchdowns and 3 picks in a bowl game since Drew Brees in 1998 at the Alamo Bowl. And now a Tennessee player is down. This is Kamal Haddon, who has one of UT's 3 picks tonight. Purdue will be looking at a 2nd and 4 after this. Kamal Hadden leaving the game and going back to the sideline, gingerly holding that left arm and into the injury tent. 2nd and 4 for Aiden O'Connell at Purdue. 463 yards of offense. He's thrown for 376. Little reverse action on the end around, trying to get upfield, and not much going for Deion Burks.
It's great discipline backside. There's Tennessee linebackers and D-line. You see them working back across the face. Saw it coming the whole way. Byron Young finishing it off.
Third and 7. Sold-out crowd at Nissan Stadium. Pressure coming from Tennessee. Delivered on time. First down for Brock Thompson, who picks up 9.
It's a mesh concept. You got crossers, 2 coming from the right side, 1 coming from the left. Getting some traffic in the way. But man, every time Brock Thompson catches the football, he's in pain getting up. But he's made some huge plays tonight for Purdue.
Cole, what do you think of Purdue's O-line tonight?
They've been fantastic. You think about the fact that you've swapped your right tackle, Eric Miller, over to the left side, and you've still been able to hold up as well as you have. Pretty impressive.
Abe O'Connell time on that blitz pickup. And now Doru muscles his way for a gain of 6.
Cam Craig has filled in a little bit at tackle. Mamein Musa has filled in a little bit. Played 3 tackles in this game. And Tennessee has not been able to consistently affect Aiden O'Connell in the pocket.
Pressure from the edge. A gain of only 1 that time. And now Tennessee will have Caleb Tremblay go down. USC transfer out of Napa, California. We talked about this earlier in the season. This looks more like a knee issue, but a lot of folks on chilly nights say, well, how is cramping an issue? But you've talked about it as a player, but sometimes you don't hydrate properly on a cool, overcast day.
Yeah, on a hot day, it's easy to realize I'm thirsty. I need to hydrate. I know it's going to be hot. When it's cooler, yeah, as a 18, 19, 20-year-old college kid, you're just hanging out, getting ready for the game. You're not necessarily, it's not in the front of your mind to keep hydrating. So yeah, it happens more than you think. The cramping on a cool day, even sometimes more than on a hot day. It's not a crazy left knee. A little rolled up there.
Athletic trainers have been kept busy in this one tonight. It's a refreshing game in many ways. You think about the big picture of the bowl season up until this point. 2 teams that want to be here with players that want to be here that are battling for the last win of the season.
And both teams without key parts of their offense, defense. Both teams missing guys, and both teams showed up and said, no, we want to play some football. We're getting a hell of a game because of it.
Purdue 4 of 11 on 3rd down.
Tennessee dials up the pressure. They drop off.
Almost picked. It was right off the hands of Jeremy Banks. Dude has earned his scholarship in this one.
Almost an identical situation. Banks going to show blitz. He's going to drop back into the passing lane. Remember the interception O'Connell threw to Young, to Byron Young. When they brought pressure, he dropped off. Sometimes it's tough as a quarterback. Those linebackers are in the box. Sometimes you just forget about him for a second. And Banks almost with a huge play, but either way, a big stop on third down.
Banks 18 tackles, a sack, 2 passes broken up. Purdue will punt it near midfield with 9:11 to go. No return for Tennessee. The Boilermakers now need their defense to come up with a big stop. Tennessee will be backed up inside the 10. How great is this one? Coming down to the wire in front of a full house. It's a Music City Bowl attendance record, 69,489.
The TransPerfect Music City Bowl is brought to you by TransPerfect, Simplified Global Business, and Gaylord Opryland Resort. Welcome to more.
Well, what a wild one at West Lafayette when Purdue knocked off third-ranked Michigan State. Aiden O'Connell matched his career high with 3 touchdown passes, including one on a flea flicker screen to Jackson Anthrop. Bowl season continues. Blitnikoff Award winner Jordan Addison, number 12 Pitt, number 10 Michigan State. The 53rd annual Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Our coverage starts at 7 Eastern. Pickup of 6 from Hooker. Second down now. No-brainer for Purdue to punt it with 9 minutes left, down by 1.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Tennessee had a huge first half, and they've made some big plays, but they haven't been super consistent. So you're betting on your defense to be able to come up with a stop.
Hooker pulls it back. Now we'll try to take off, and they get him by a shoelace. A game of only 1.
Again, a tall task because Tennessee's just got so many ways that they can hurt you. The run game starting to get going. Hooker's ability to extend plays. Not a big gain there, but a play that could have been a sack to then at least a positive play.
Here's Jabari Small. Ooh, nice. Picks up 6.
I saw him go out of the game earlier, a little banged up. He looks good. So a pop at the end of that run.
Talking to Lance Golish about substitution patterns. And another Boilermaker will stop the clock. And he said, with our running backs, I got to play everybody. I got to play them as often as possible, but I don't want to make a substitution during a drive. So you start a drive, I want you to finish it, and we'll make a move and get you out the following drive.
Yeah, don't want to allow the defense to sub, but with all these injuries, cramps, whatever you want to call them.
I did think it was interesting, though, that he said in an ideal situation, game going the way that they wanted to, he does like to sub a running back every other drive.
Yeah. It's Jalen Alexander, pardon me, who's coming off. In this scenario, I don't want my best defender coming off the field for a 3rd and 2.
No, but he has come off a few times.
Yes.
He's been grabbing that groin.
I think it's a groin injury.
That's multiple times. This is not a stall. This is not a cramp. He's fighting through an injury right now, trying to play his last game.
Keep in mind, he missed spring with hip surgery as well.
Yeah. And a labrum issue. 3rd down 2. Straight ahead. And a 1st down run by Small. Went right into Kieran Douglas, Purdue's middle linebacker. 7:20 and rolling. Straight ahead, Small again. And another Tennessee 1st down and a gain of 13.
Back-to-back plays. You've seen the insert from tight end 88, Princeton Fant. Excellent job just being physical at the point of attack as they run it again. Same play going tempo there, 88 leading the way inside.
Why is it an advantage to bring a guy like Fant in there?
Well, first off, he's multiple. I mean, you see physicality that he can offer in between the tackles, and we saw play action earlier for Tennessee where they ran that insert and then he just slips in behind the 2nd level of the defense.
Second and 8. Ball got loose in the mesh. Hooker recovers, wants to throw, instead will scramble, and he gets popped before I could get back to the line of scrimmage. Tennessee wants to stay tempo, even though that was a disaster of a play.
Yeah, ball fake a little high. The left elbow there of Jalen Wright hits that ball out of Hendon Hooker's hand. Sometimes on those play actions, as a quarterback, you're trying to look downfield, right? Where am I throwing? Who am I looking at? That ball's still got to be in the gut a little bit lower, or that running back's liable to hit it like he just did.
Boilermaker, who was in on the tackle, being tended to now. 3rd and 9. I thought it was interesting after that play that all of the signal callers on Tennessee's sideline, the GAs, the offensive GAs, were hollering and yelling and motioning back to the line, let's go, go, go.
There's so much strategy involved in that, Tom. And in talking to Glenn Ellery, the offensive line coach, before the game, he said, deep passes, we always, as offensive linemen, you want to track the ball, track the passes. But if it's outside the numbers, we teach them to track down the hash, because obviously that's where the ball is going to be spotted. Sometimes certain screen plays that Tennessee runs, they'll teach their offensive linemen not to come out as much as traditionally you would. They want them to get north and south just because they're going to be closer to where the ball may be respotted. All of that has to do with speed, tempo, getting realigned, and it goes against a lot of traditional football. It really does.
Josh Heupel, originally traditional football player, old school, dad, high school and college coach, so old school and so dedicated to football. When he gave his kindergarten teacher a Christmas gift, he gave her a Minnesota Vikings helmet.
Yeah, she had enough apples.
3rd down 9. Hooker lobs it down the middle of the field, incomplete. Trying to find Jalen Hyatt. And that'll bring on the punt team for Tennessee with 6:08 left.
Pressure in and around Hendon Hooker here. He's got Jalen Hyatt wide open downfield. Hey, you can tell, I don't know if elbow got hit. That ball came out funky, and boy, surely could have been a touchdown if that's an accurate throw.
Paxton Brooks gets it away clean, and it takes a Tennessee hop, and we'll be down at the 10 before we get much farther downfield. 46-yard punt. 6 minutes remaining in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. That's Melinikoff Award winner Jordan Addison getting loose and ready. Pitt rocking the gold helmets tonight, and FBS leader with 17 touchdowns. Getting ready for Pitt and Michigan State, the 53rd annual Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Kickoff now at 7:10 Eastern from Atlanta. 6 minutes left in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. 4 lead changes in this one. Purdue down 1. And all 3 timeouts remain for the Boilermakers. Sold out crowd. Aiden O'Connell incomplete. And there's a flag. That is the 5th defensive pass interference penalty against Tennessee, the 3rd this quarter.
That's Theo Jackson working on the outside.
Pardon me, that's the 3rd on Burrell.
Yeah, Burrell. Theo there coming into the screen
Pass
late.
interference defense. Spot foul. First down.
Pass first offense
Deep.
has Aiden O'Connell seeking to become the 3rd Purdue player in the last 25 seasons to throw for over 400 in a bowl game. He's at 385 now. Curtis Painter did it against Central Michigan in 07. Kyle Lorton against Washington State in the Sun Bowl in 2001.
And look, it's been a physical night on the outside for these Tennessee DBs, but that's what Tim Banks asked them to do. He said, I want to be physical at the point of attack. I want to take away those dink and dunks. You're going to get a few calls like that when you play physical.
Down the sideline again, and flagged again. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Defense, number 4. First down.
He's in phase here. Boy, I don't agree with that one. I mean, there's as much contact initiated by the receiver there. Burrell is trying to turn and find the ball. I think that's just a physical play on the outside. I think that should be a no call, in my opinion, there.
I think Josh Heupel knew it. He was going at the official while the ball was still in the air. He saw it happen.
It's a 4th PI on Burrell in this game, the 6th on Tennessee. They do have 3 interceptions. O'Connell to the outside and a slip on this wet track. Colin O'Sullivan. Ball came out after he was down.
The ruling on the field, completed catch. The receiver was down, 2nd down.
2nd and 6 for Aiden O'Connell at Purdue. Play action, pressure coming. O'Connell spikes it at the feet of Horvath. Scooped up by Tennessee. Did it hit somebody's foot? I don't know why that wasn't whistled dead.
The ruling on the field, the quarterback threw the ball forward. Number 40 was in the area. Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
It seemed kind of obvious on that one. Aaron Beasley, number 24 here, is going to be on a green dog. Just a little delayed pressure. It's going to force the hand of O'Connell.
5 minutes, 12 seconds. 5-1-2. Thank you.
Incomplete all the way. 3rd down.
Already 2 pressures on this drive. Does Tim Banks, the D coordinator for Tennessee, dial it up here on a 3rd down as he opts to play coverage? He's playing coverage.
Over the middle. Caught by the tight end. Payne Durham into Tennessee territory. Spins free. Durham down the sideline. A stiff arm. He is in. What a play by Payne Durham. It goes for 62, and Purdue is back in front.
Are you kidding me?
Tennessee couldn't get the 255-pounder down. Did he stay in bounds all the way down the sideline?
Look at the anticipation, throwing before his tight end is in that 2nd window. And here, this is just a lapse of concentration by Tennessee. Not finishing the play there.
What a play by Payne Durham. This game is off the rails. Purdue going to go for 2. They haven't converted one since 2019 in the Old Oaken Bucket against Indiana. 0 for 1 in 2-point conversions this year. This will make it a 7-point lead should they convert it. This might be where they get tricky, by the way.
Imagine what Behind the Rails is going to say.
Best podcast Purdue history. There's Durham in motion. McConnell's got time. Got it. Right back to 87. Aiden O'Connell is thrown for 451 yards, 2nd most in Purdue Bowl history. He has given the Boilermakers a 7-point lead with under 5 to play.
Well, we talked about the seam routes, right? This is a seam bender here by the tight end. And just nobody rerouting, nobody getting hands on the tight end, playing zone coverage. O'Connell, accurate, and Payne Durham rumbles, bumbles, and stumbles in the end zone. And a great play call on that 2-point. The motion widens everybody out. Payne Durham on a little angle route. Get linebackers to flow wide. Angle route comes back inside. Jeff Brom talked about his play calling in the red zone. That 2-point play was huge and a great play call.
What a night for Aiden O'Connell. 451 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's also thrown 3 picks.
Yeah, he's made his mistakes, but rebounded, short memory. And still, hey, plenty of time on the clock here for Hendon Hooker in this high-powered Tennessee offense.
They'll sky the kickoff, taken at the 27. And Tennessee will have field position at the 35. The touchdown, such a key play in this game, not only to grab the lead, but it came on 3rd and 6 after Tennessee had pressured O'Connell on the previous 2 plays.
Yeah, pressured and got home, up to play zone coverage on that one. I mean, it's such a double-edged sword, right? Every time Tim Banks has pressured and been physical, they've gotten some interesting pass interference calls on the outside. So you go to play zone coverage, be safe, keep everything in front of you. And O'Connell and his tight end, Payne Durham, just on the exact same page for a huge play.
Tight ends have not had a lot of success against this Tennessee defense this year. Cam Latu, 3 of 55. Jaheim Bell, 4 of 43.
Scoreless last 2 drives for Tennessee. Here's a big run up the middle. Jabari Small. They're falling like flies, and Small in a foot race finally shoved out of bounds inside the 10. 69 yards. The bachelorette parties on Lower Broadway aren't having this much fun tonight.
It ain't closing time yet. Broadway's open late, baby.
Back to the ground game. It's Hooker. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
This is where Tennessee's going to keep this tempo on. Not allow Purdue to get their big bodies in the game.
Small, ridden down from behind. 3rd and goal coming up.
Zone read. They go back to it and do a little keeper using Hendon Hooker's legs.
Right, the running back bounces to the outside. Flag on the play, and he's in. If the play stands, Tennessee an extra point away from a tie, but this one looks like it's coming back.
Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Spraggins, I think, is who they got it on right here. Right guard running in his direction. And just ducks his head at the initiation of contact and hooks him with that right arm.
So not only did you take 7 off the board, but now you're 3rd and goal from the 13, 14.
I think you got 2 downs here, so I don't think you have to get a touchdown.
Hooker hit as he throws. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and goal. This Purdue secondary decimated by injuries coming into this one. They stand tall here.
Brad Lambert brings 0 blitz, all out blitz. Going to bring 1 more than Tennessee can block. That ball out a little earlier than Hooker would have liked. Did a great job of throwing accurately, but great coverage to break it up on the back end.
Cam Allen on the back end. Tennessee going for it. 4th and goal. Movement. Hooker. Fade, end zone, incomplete. Tennessee got a free play out of it.
Little contact on the outside. The refs giving the signal.
Yeah, we got 2 flags down. Great point.
Uncatchable, though. That one ref down the sideline was saying that ball was too high. Definitely an offsides. Let's see what they say about the pass
interference. There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Offside defense, number 15. Illegal motion offense, number 20. Penalties were offset, 4th down.
So the replay 4th down.
I love the thought process, right? You get a free play, throw it up to your jump ball guy. A little contact, but that was uncatchable per the ref there. Offsetting penalties, we do it again. Cover 0. No safeties deep. They're going to bring pressure, or will they drop off? These guys in here are either going to come or they're going to bounce out and try to stop short throws. Both teams checking. They bring it.
Hooker, one-on-one coverage. Caught! Touchdown, Tennessee! Cedric Tillman with his 3rd touchdown catch of the game. Hooker got his groove back. Great first quarter, bad second quarter. Back at it in the fourth. He's thrown for 305 and 4 scores. Chase McGrath's point after is good. We are tied at 38 with 3:37 left.
It's all set up by the long run by Jabari Small, breaking this one early in the drive. Almost took it all the way home. And then the connection. Hendon Hooker to Cedric Tillman. That's tough for a DB. You get a fade route on the play before, fakes outside, cuts back inside for the slant. Great route, great ball. We got a tie ball game.
Largest crowd in the history of this bowl game, and likely the loudest. What a shootout. O'Connell's thrown for 451 and 4. Hooker's thrown for 305 and 4. Jackson Anthrop to return for Purdue. His final game as a Boilermaker, 6th season. A knuckleball will go unfielded. And Aiden O'Connell, who has led Purdue to a pair of top 5 wins this season, will try to cap this game in the postseason with a game-winning drive. 3:37 to play.
You see the 3 interceptions today. Those have all really come on second reactions, right? Hanging on a read a little bit too long, getting to another one, stepping up in the pocket, throwing late, over the middle and high. If the first or second read isn't there, protect the football. That's what I'd tell Aiden O'Connell right now.
Anthrop motions out. They'll run it with Horvath. Horvath, the former walk-on, as is O'Connell. If you joined us late, Aiden O'Connell, when he first got to Purdue as a walk-on, was the 8th quarterback out of a 9-quarterback depth chart. He couldn't even make the scout team as a QB. He was running as a wide receiver. He has developed into the most efficient passer in the Big Ten. Pressure coming from the safety. Incomplete, knocked away. It'll leave 3rd and 5. Theo Jackson with the hit.
Such a good play by Jackson. A little late zone blitz there. Jackson's rolling down from the safety position. Playing nickel safety right there with zone blitz in front of him. Great job getting his left hand in there. Set up a 3rd and medium here.
Low snap. O'Connell fires sideline. Caught! It's Brock Thompson again, and he will rumble all the way down to the sideline for a 70-yard touchdown. Brock Thompson may not be able to walk, but he can run. Multiple knee surgeries coming after the season. He's got 217 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight.
Think about this. You're Warren Burrell on the outside. You've been called how many times for pass interference, for being physical as the ball arrived? 4 times. So yeah, you try to let go at the end there. He stumbles as the ball's coming up. A great accurate throw by O'Connell. Great catch by Thompson.
Finneran puts it through. It's Purdue back in front, 45-38. Aiden O'Connell is second only to Curtis Painter in the Little Caesars Bowl in 07 in passing yards for a Purdue quarterback in a bowl game. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Coach Hugh looked down on the sideline. I don't know if you can say enough about Aiden O'Connell, his career, where he is, and how he's played in this game tonight.
Yeah, the path to get to this point, to get his team to this point, but even more so the adversity that he's faced in game. Yeah, 5 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. I mean, he has had a short memory. He's come back. He continues to push the ball downfield. And tell you what, we got 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. Buckle up. We got a whole lot more ball game left.
Yeah, we might be here a little later than imagine. But Tennessee has played in overtime in this ball game, by the way, against North Carolina years ago with Derek Dooley. Did not end well, but it ended on a buzzer beater. And it feels like this one's coming down to the wire, too. Squib kick. And it's finally picked up by Velus Jones. Brock Thompson has touchdown catches of 75 yards and 70 yards. The defender slips. The field conditions, Cole, have been an issue all night, but feels like it's just getting even slicker out there.
No, I agree. I think it's just there was a little bit of moisture in the air. It's been overcast most of the day. The weather has cooled off a lot, and as I showed you guys a little bit earlier, there just seems to be sort of a sheet of dew over the grass, and it's been an issue for a lot of players on both sides of the ball for both teams.
First and 10, Tennessee. Here's Jabari Small. You know, when we met with Jeff Brom yesterday, we asked him about his famous, infamous, however you want to view it, XFL interview he did tail end of his career, and he delivered a great line. Do I or do I not have a pulse? I do. Let's play football. That fits this game tonight.
Kind of fits his team this year, too.
Hooker fires, complete. Pass midfield. Princeton Fant inside the 20 to the 10. First down after 57 yards.
This game's drunk right now, Tom. It's more drunk than a bachelorette party down in front of the stage at Honky Tonk Central. I don't know what's going on.
Here's Jabari Small.
What is happening?
I have no idea. Hooker's thrown for 363 in this one. .143 and counting. Purdue still has 3 timeouts. Hooker and pressure, lobs it, caught. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jalen Hyatt with just his second catch of the second touchdown of the season.
I love this throw by Hendon Hooker because normally you want to put a little air on this, put it to the corner of the end zone. Jalen Hyatt wins immediately, so he throws with less arc on that ball to get the ball there quicker so the defender doesn't have time to recover with a guy in his face.
When we finish here, if we finish the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Michigan State and Pitt waiting. Just 122 needed to cover the 72 yards. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl now on ESPN2. Extra point is good. We're tied at 45.
And we still have 1:35 and 6 timeouts.
Better order another round.
Let's check out our college football look ahead, brought to you by Dollar General. Pitt and Michigan State Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl airing right now on ESPN2, and then everything else. If any of those can have this level of entertainment, we're going to break viewing records throughout the postseason.
This is.
If you tune in late, it's fine because the fourth quarter has been a game unto itself. Look at this catch and run from Peyton Durham.
Big play after big play started with Peyton Durham, rumbling, bumbling down the sideline. Great play call and design on the 2-point conversion to go up 7 points. And Tennessee goes, well, you know what? We got a guy that's pretty good too, Cedric Tillman. We'll just hit him for a touchdown.
And so Purdue answered.
It's just stupid.
70 yards for Brock Thompson.
It's a video game right now. It's a video game. You used to play Madden on like rookie mode and everything would be a touchdown. This is not all pro right now. This is rookie mode.
Jalen Hyatt with a touchdown catch. We've had plenty of offense, over 1,200 yards, 618 for Tennessee, 617 for Purdue.
And there are people that will tell you we have too many bowl games.
I don't listen to those people. We do have an injured player, though, for Tennessee, and it's offensive lineman Ali Lane. Cole, you mentioned that Tennessee does something really interesting with its offensive line when it comes to extra points. What's the design for Josh Heupel?
Yeah, extra point field goal. All of the starting offensive linemen for Tennessee come out, and all the reserves come in. So that's just not normal. It's not something that a lot of teams do. You don't want to usually go through that exchange, mainly because of a game-winning field goal situation. You don't want to have to run extra guys on, but extra points, at least for sure, Tennessee's going to run their guys off and bring the substitutes in, because that's just one more play that those offensive linemen don't have to be on the field. We've talked about all the different strategy of getting to the hash, getting downfield, getting set, when to stop a drive, that Greg Ellerby will tell offensive coordinator that, hey, you got to end this drive, get out of it. It's just one more way to preserve those big boys for later in the game.
Well, Tennessee's used to great drama in this game. Take it back to 2010, double overtime between the Tar Heels and Volunteers. North Carolina had 12 or maybe even more men on the field as the clock was ticking. They got a quick spike. They took the penalty, and Connor Barr with a game-winning 39-yard field goal. He followed with a front flip to win it, and North Carolina in double overtime won it 30-27. Barr with a couple of big field goals late in that one, first to force overtime and then to win it. You do a front flip next?
No. No chance.
90 combined points, most in Music City Bowl history, surpassing the 87 in the 2000 game between West Virginia and Ole Miss. 1:35 remaining. Aiden O'Connell, 24 of 43, 521 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. His mom, Kathy, was involved in a serious car accident earlier this season. She went in for a major surgery the Friday before the Ohio State game. She's watching this game, and he said, I just got to keep mom off social media. Don't listen to the trolls. This is a big game and a big moment. We've had 4 touchdowns the last 3:23. Incomplete. Off the hands of Colin Sullivan.
And this is where I'm sure in the break Jeff Brom told his quarterback, don't press. All right, we've got 3 timeouts, minute 30. We want to end this with the ball. End it with the kick, whether that's an extra point, whether that's a field goal. Don't force the ball into double coverage or a situation. Play within the offense.
O'Connell gets rid of it to the tight end, Payne Durham. He's taken that after a pickup of 6.
Great example there, right? You got seams going intermediate. Defense gets a little soft. Just check it down. Get yourself in a better 3rd down situation. But now a monster 3rd down with a minute 9 and ticking.
3rd down 4. 1 minute to play. O'Connell incomplete. Trying to lead Sullivan. 4th and 4. And Purdue will punt it away with 56 seconds remaining.
Now a little late pressure here by Tennessee. I don't think it even would have had a chance to get there with the ball coming out quick. Just read that slant the entire way. Pressure speeds up O'Connell just a little bit.
Tennessee has had some quick scoring drives in this game with their up-tempo offense. They'll get a chance for another. Knuckleball, Velus Jones lets it drop and now grabs it. Nothing but black jerseys in front of him. And he gets horse collared at the 25. That will give Tennessee some more yardage after he lost 8 on the return. Last second instructions for Hendon Hooker with Tennessee and Purdue tied at 45.
During the return, personal foul, horse collar tackle, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Just a huge mistake here.
Number 42, horse collar tackle, Purdue.
Hands just got to be up around that nameplate.
Hendon Hooker's 5 passing touchdowns, the most by a Tennessee quarterback since Tyler Bray threw 5 against Troy in 2012.
This is where, if you're Purdue, you really miss George Karlaftis, your best pass rusher, in situations where you want to play coverage, but you still need to get some pressure on the quarterback. See how they manufacture some pressure.
Tennessee will run it. Jabari Small slips. He had a 60-yarder earlier this quarter. That's 8. Clock running. 31-30. Here's Small again. First down will stop the clock momentarily. Tennessee has all 3 timeouts remaining.
Now you got to use one.
Sure. Purdue players down and will stay down. Tennessee can save a timeout. It's Jalen Alexander playing in his final game as a Boilermaker. Headed off to the NFL. He's been battling a groin injury all night. And what a huge advantage that will be for Tennessee, the ability to stop the clock 3 more times, especially if they try to set up the game winner for McGrath. Fans, check out the ESPN app for the Capital One post game immediately following this game. Also immediately following, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Pittsburgh and Michigan State, now airing on ESPN2 and the app.
McGrath's long on the year, 48. Means you'd like to get to around the 30, but sure you'd have enough leg if you got around the 33, 34, 35, maybe.
Hooker looking right, fires, caught. Short of the first down. It's a pickup of 8 for Cedric Tillman, who has 3 touchdowns tonight.
So about 7 yards out of long field goal range, like a 52-yarder.
Wind doesn't seem to be an issue tonight on this cool evening in Nashville. 2nd and 2. Pressure coming. Hooker going deep. It is incomplete. Too much air. Leading Velus Jones.
Boy, that's the matchup they've had a few times. Haven't been able to capitalize. Velus Jones on Jalen Graham. Jalen Graham, bigger bodied, really an outside linebacker, forced to play a little bit more nickel in this game because of some of the injuries. Big opportunity there and just missed by Hendon Hooker.
11 seconds left. Tennessee all 3 timeouts remaining. And Purdue will use one here. Been 29 points scored this 4th quarter. It's the highest scoring Music City Bowl in history. And only the 2nd bowl game in the last 15 years in which each team has had a player throw 5 passing touchdowns. 2014 Bahamas the other. So 11 seconds left, 3rd and 2. Ignoring down and distance for a second. How many plays does Tennessee have left with a couple of timeouts remaining?
Maybe 2. Maybe. Right? I mean, the average play is about 6 seconds. I don't think running the football is completely off the table here. But I got to think if I'm Josh Heupel, I want to get your right hash. I'd like to get Hendon Hooker on the edge, outside the pocket a little bit. Give him a 2-way go. You got 11 seconds. If it's not there, tuck the ball, try to get as much as possible. Still can call timeout.
Footing has been treacherous in this game, but it looks like it's been worse between the hashes and not as bad outside the numbers.
Right. Got 3 receivers down here. The bottom of the screen to the left of Hendon Hooker.
11 seconds remain in regulation. Four-man rush. Hooker going deep. Overthrew him again. This time it was Tillman.
Boy, Tillman.
I don't understand going for all of the yardage when you got 2 plays left to get into field goal range.
Yeah, I would have thought that would maybe be a slant route backside or something with the matchup. I like going to Tillman. He thought he got a little jersey grab there. Now with 7 seconds, still time. You really need 7 yards. Try to make this a 52-yard field goal or so.
Timeout, Tennessee.
So Tennessee uses
first timeout of the half.
its first timeout. 7
Timeout.
seconds remain.
Yeah, right up here. See if there's a little jersey tug as Tillman. That's clean contact there, but right there. Yeah.
ACC crews flagged Tennessee for pass interference 6 times tonight.
Yeah, and there was definitely a jersey pull on Tillman there. How much it slowed him down? Well, enough that it probably could have warranted a flag. Nevertheless, here we are.
4th and 3, who do you go to?
I still think Tillman's the go-to guy, but let's see where he aligns. He's going to be at the top of your screen. 2 receivers to each side. A lot of space to work with down here with Jalen Hyatt. I don't know. Maybe an in-breaking route somewhere.
Hooker looking that way. Now try to scramble. And he goes down with 1 second remaining. Tennessee will use its final timeout. Thought he picked up the first down.
Yeah.
Chase McGrath waiting.
Timeout, Tennessee. Their second timeout of the half.
Tennessee uses a timeout. They still have
Timeout
it.
was called with 2 seconds on the game clock.
Now they
Please
change
reset
the down
game clock
marker to
in 2
first
seconds.
down. It'll be about a 57-yard attempt now from McGrath. See how close Hooker got to getting past the line.
Yeah, looking down here on the left of your screen, Hyatt actually had an option route. Could have gone out or in. That knee goes down right in front of the yellow line. Looked like the ball. I think that's a good spot.
Yeah, the ball was in front of the knee.
Yeah, ball was in front of the knee. I think based on the yellow line, which isn't 100% accurate, but looked like got the spot right.
So Chase McGrath, 5th-year senior from Newport Beach, California, who started his career at USC, will have a chance to win it for Tennessee. They put another second on the clock for good measure.
Find out if it's closing time or if there's a back bar you can hang out in for a little while longer.
McGrath 1 for 1. He's made a 30-yarder. This will be 56 and a career long. And they will ice him.
Timeout, Purdue. Their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Has this one lived up to the billing?
Yeah, it has.
I mean, it fits with these 2 programs, right? Because the general consensus is Purdue with its 2 top 5 wins this season. Tennessee, after losing so much, sitting at 7 wins. They played over their skis for the most part all year long. So only fitting that the bowl game between these 2 has been so exciting.
And so much at stake, right? Tennessee, an 8-win season to start the season with all the departures in the offseason. You thought that's unfathomable. Purdue with an opportunity here. If we go to overtime to win 9 for the first time in almost 20 years. Pretty historic opportunities for both schools that right now sit on the right leg of Chase McGrath.
McGrath 12 of 15 on the season. His long 48. Was a starting kicker at USC for 3 seasons. Dealt with a knee injury in 2018. Bounced back to be Pac-12 honorable mention in 2019. Didn't play in 20. Graduated from USC. Showed up in Knoxville. And Josh Heupel will lean on him to deliver Tennessee's 8th win of the year.
So you know what would make this just even crazier? Think about it. Got a long field goal. Is Purdue going to leave someone back there if it comes up short?
Doesn't look like they will yet.
I'm surprised. Why not?
Sure.
I mean, unless they were watching pregame and he was just drilling these 60-yarders.
We're told the replay booth just double-checked again the spot on the hooker run.
Looks like we won't get a kick 6 opportunity. It's either going to be a overtime or a
After
Tennessee
further review,
win.
the ruling on the field stands as challenged. Purdue has lost its challenge for the remainder of the game.
Matthew Solansky, the long snapper, and the punter Paxton Brooks is the holder. Chase McGrath for 56 to end this wild night in Nashville. Got it away clean. Does not have the leg. We're headed to overtime, but to your point, Purdue with a man back would have had a chance at return on that long attempt.
Possibly, right? Long field goal. The footing hasn't been great all night. Clean snap, clean hold, just didn't drive it quite enough, and that ball lands pretty close to where a Purdue guy could have been back there waiting for it, and things could have got real weird.
Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl undecided after regulation. We head to overtime in Nashville. All right, thanks, gang. Overtime in Nashville, Tennessee, and Purdue locked at 45. The fourth quarter alone saw 406 combined yards of offense and 4 touchdowns. It was almost as if the defense didn't show up in the final quarter.
Yeah, might want to cancel our New Year's Eve dinner plans. We're going to be here a while.
Could be. Both quarterbacks inconsistent tonight, but both from great in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, both have had throws that they want back, and both have had unbelievable throws in big-time moments. And you got to think each one of them still got a few tricks up their sleeve.
Well, you know Jeff Brom does. There's no doubt about that. We'll gather the captains of midfield. Jeff
Gentlemen,
Magalanis, the official.
congratulations on a well-played game. It was a pleasure to be a part of. We've now entered overtime. Are there any questions? Okay, we're going to have one coin toss. The option will be offense, defense, or end of the field. Should we have one complete overtime period, that choice will go to the team who does not win the toss. Any questions? Okay. Tennessee, you're the visitors. You will call the coin. Again, this will be heads. This side will be tails. Tails is called. It is heads. Purdue, you win the toss. You're going to go on defense. So you're going to go on, which way do you want to go? You want to go down this way. So put your backs here. Purdue, put your backs over here. Purdue has won the toss and elected to go on defense. First down, Tennessee.
Neither one of these programs have played an overtime game this season. In fact, go back to 2019 for the last. They each lost. Purdue to Indiana, Tennessee to BYU. Each team one possession from the 25-yard line through the first 2 overtimes. In the second overtime, you got to go for 2. And we get alternating 2-point conversions starting with the third overtime. We're going to be here a while?
I think we might.
I think so.
You think this is going to go to PKs?
It could. It could. Don't forget the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl airing on ESPN2 right now between Pittsburgh and Michigan State.
You ain't watching that.
No, I
better be watching this.
Yeah, this
better
is the
be
one.
watching this.
This is the one. Tennessee 13-8 all time in overtime. Purdue just 5 overtime wins.
Last few drives, Tennessee had a lot of success with the inside zone, running the football. Great push up front, inserting the tight end at times. Jalen Wright in there right now at running back.
That's Fant, the tight end, in motion. Hooker pump right, looking to go deep. He'll check down. It's Tillman inside the 20. Cole, in your view, who has the advantage now in overtime, offenses or defenses?
Oh, I think it's definitely offenses. Especially Tennessee's offense, the way that they spread the field, it gives them a little bit more of an advantage in a compressed situation.
I mean, these defenses have got to be worn out. 2 yards-ish, maybe 3. And that carry by Wright. That'll set up third down.
It does remove the tempo advantage a little bit from Tennessee, and we've seen Purdue struggle in the red zone for the majority of this game. So interesting to see where the play calling goes for both offenses.
Third and a short 2. Bottled up, tried to bounce. It won't happen. And Purdue with a huge stop on third down. It's a loss of 1. Jalen Graham late to his feet. And it brings up fourth down for Tennessee. Hooker ran for a first down last time they faced a fourth.
Tell you what, I really thought we would see Jabari Small in this situation, right? Jabari has run so hard. That time, Kieran Douglas met Jalen Wright right in the hole.
Be a 34-yard field goal. You surprised you're not kicking it?
I'm surprised of nothing tonight.
It's fair. They need 2 to keep the drive alive. Hooker looking to throw. Pressured. Escapes. Tries to turn it upfield. And he dances to a Tennessee first down.
Little surprised they went for it on fourth down. Little surprised they throw the football. Not surprised Hendon Hooker makes a play.
Possession stays alive for Tennessee, and now straight ahead with Jalen Wright. A 12-yard run. That'll set up first and goal.
Jalen Graham's trying to tough it out for Purdue, but he's got an obvious shoulder issue. You saw him come in, couldn't even wrap up on that tackle.
Tennessee is going with some tempo here. This will be the 100th play of the game for Tennessee.
Graham's right there off the edge.
Hooker looking. Scramble, taken down! What a burst up the middle by Jack Sullivan. It's a loss of 7.
Just great effort by Sullivan there.
Starting in George Kalafis' spot, opted out to get ready for the draft. A top 10 pick. Second and goal. Tennessee straight ahead. Big hit at the 3. And that'll set up third and goal.
If I'm Tennessee, I run it back really quickly. Right after that play, the previous play, Jack Sullivan was tapping his helmet like, I'm tired. These D linemen are hands on hips right now.
Jordan, every player on this field's tired right now. I'm sitting here watching everybody. They're all gassed. Everybody's got hands on hips. Everybody's face mask is against the V of their neck.
Which is why Tennessee not going tempo here. They need a breather as much as, if not more than Purdue does right now, as Purdue was able to substitute a fresh D-line in there.
2 tight ends in for Tennessee. Third and goal. Straight ahead again. And short. Down to the 1.
Really haven't seen Hendon Hooker read that at all tonight. No, not really a true zone read where he's got the opportunity to keep it.
You got chip shot field goal or go ahead by 6. And Tennessee's going to keep the offense on the field. Already converted 1 fourth down this overtime possession.
Yeah, you made that decision on the first fourth down.
Bonus bigs coming in.
Yeah, they're getting really big, including Amari Thomas, D lineman number 21. Loaded backfield with Jalen Wright behind the big fellas. Wright, hit, shoves, drives, stop, reaches, and they say he is short of the goal line and a turnover on downs for the 3rd time tonight.
pursuing the goal line. First down, Purdue.
Great effort by Jalen Wright. He kept driving his legs. Right here, look at this. Just keeps driving his legs.
He's not down. He's on a Purdue body, and there's a reach. The second question to this replay will be, was there a whistle before the ball crossed the goal line? Try to listen.
He reached the ball out.
I agree.
Like, if they blew the whistle because his forward momentum was down, okay, but the whistle comes after the ball crosses the goal line.
And made that whole thing possible. He was never on the ground. He was on a Purdue player. Josh Heupel goes for it on fourth down, the second time in this first overtime period. And by our look, it looks like 6.
I'm reading lips right now. He said they said his forward progress had stopped. That's why Josh Heupel's having that reaction. That's what the ref is telling Heupel. But we're looking at the replay and
looking and listening. You can't replay after the whistle, at the point after the whistle.
Right.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Purdue.
Wow!
Purdue fans going wild. I tell you what, if I'm a Tennessee fan, I don't know. There was leg drive. There wasn't a whistle until that ball crossed the goal line paint. Now, again, not something that when it's blown, I guess you can review, but wow.
So Purdue can win with a score with their first possession of overtime. Aiden O'Connell has already thrown for 527 yards and 5 touchdowns. Here's Horvath. Pardon me, O'Connell's got it. A boot, and he somehow fits it into his tight end, Payne Durham, who had a 62-yard rumble earlier in the fourth quarter.
High priority to protect the football here if you're Purdue. A field goal wins this.
Second and 3. Their kicker, Mitchell Finneran, is 3 for 3 in this game. Low snap. Horvath, the fullback, keeping it in the middle of the field, no gain. They'll bring up third down. Be a 36-yard attempt from here. Finneran's already made from 35. Makes from 24, 35, and 29. Horvath again keeping in the middle of the field. We've had communication with the replay booth. What we're told from the booth, going back to that Tennessee would-be touchdown, is that the whistle is irrelevant when the official on that side had already ruled that forward progress had been stopped.
Yeah. So it's not the timing necessarily of the whistle, it's the timing of when that ref determines it and then blows the whistle, and that's the arbitrary point that you can't review. And here we go.
Game-winning attempt for Mitchell Finneran. Transfer from Samford. This will be a 38-yarder.
Timeout, Tennessee.
His long this season is 48.
The overtime period. 36 30-second timeout.
Here's another look at the Tennessee 4th down play. And Jalen Wright. Another thing to consider is, was his shin down? Trying to look at that left leg. I don't have him down at all, but ruled that his forward progress had been stopped prior to the ball breaking the plane.
Right. We
Josh
listened to it.
I think he's got the same reaction that we do.
Yeah, we listened to it. Look, the whistle occurs after the ball crosses, but again, that's arbitrary because the way the rules are written, it's when the ref determines it, and whatever that small amount of time before the whistle was blown, can't review. So here's the game.
Game-winning attempt for Mitchell Finneran for Purdue's 9th win of the season. It is good, and Purdue in a back-and-forth affair wins it in overtime. A simply incredible performance by this Purdue team, which came in missing its top 2 players, several others out due to injuries and other issues. And they take down Tennessee in overtime, 48-45. The walk-off winner from Mitchell Finneran. Not hard to find tonight's Capital One player of the game. Jeff Brom's quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, threw for 534 and 5 touchdowns and bounced back from 3 picks.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the ability to return from the negative plays, the bad throws, to continue to fight. This entire team, Brock Thompson injured, banged up the whole play, made plays all over the place. Jalen Alexander banged up. Jalen Graham banged up. This team fought for more than 4 quarters.
Our final score, Purdue 48, Tennessee 45. Capital One postgame trophy ceremony can be found on the ESPN app. What a thriller from Nashville. Thanks for being with our fantastic crew all season and again tonight. Let's take you to Atlanta. Here's Mark Jones.